welcome to another Sovereign Citizen Watch. How's everyone doing? Hoping you're having a wonderful week. Happy Friday. How's everyone doing? I assume you're doing better than former Queen of Canada. I guess she'd still say she's the Queen of Canada. You could get arrested and be a queen, I guess. Queen of Canada, Romana Didulo, has been arrested, so that's cool. Can you do hats off? I'd rather wear this hat. I'm having a weird hair day, so I'd rather wear this hat. If it's something I could wear on top of this hat, like ears or something, fine. But I'd rather wear this hat, if I'm being honest. Hydrate will do. I'm so glad to be back doing stuff. Holy crap. I felt like such a useless sack of shit for like 3 weeks. Good stuff. All right, let's take a look at what's going on in chat. Nemesaur, thanks for 48 months, says 4 more years, 4 more years. This sub-baby's name is going to be, 4-year sub-baby for Nemesaur. Let's go. You know what? Since Romana Didulo has been arrested, we'll say the Neo-Empress of Canada, Quattro Diego. That's the name of the new Queen of Canada. And that's your sub-baby. You're welcome. Alright, so should be good. We have all sorts of sovereign citizens to take a look at today. We have, of course, Romana Didulo getting arrested. We have another stop from Cameron, albeit very short. We have a variety of other court cases and a really interesting story out of Australia that's actually more serious, and that is a sovereign citizen whom we've covered before. We've covered this sovereign citizen once before, years ago. He allegedly, we'll say allegedly, murdered 2 officers. Cops were coming to arrest him off a warrant for allegedly engaging in sexual activities, let's say, with a minor. And he had a shotgun he made himself, which he utilized on 2 officers who died. And then he ran off into the Australian bush, and they haven't seen him since. I'm not joking. He's apparently a trained bushman, and he has escaped into the Australian wilderness, and it's been like 11 days, and they can't find him. So, that's an interesting story. Last I checked, as of like 3 hours ago, they had not found him. So unless they just caught him, they've still not found him. Legitimately crazy story. So we'll look a little bit into that as well, and how some of the Australian press has been dealing with coverage of the sovereign citizen stuff, because they've been talking about it a lot, as you might imagine. It was actually funny. I spent a lot earlier today looking at some of the, local and, like, regional Australian news coverage of this. And a couple times I saw them be like, you won't be surprised to find that this movement has its origins in America. And I'm like, oh, all right. Well, yeah, that makes sense that we're seen as the obvious exporter of insane, dangerous, angry rhetoric. Anyway, so we can get into it. Again, I'll apologize a little bit for my voice. I've been sick, so it's probably a little all over the place, but I will try to do my best to make it not unpleasant to listen to. And, yeah, I think we can just jump into it. So let's do so. Let me put that music away. And we can start. We'll start with Cameron's. Why not? This is pretty short. We'll get this out of the way. Oh, Cameron's single, by the way. He did finally post on Facebook. I know, this is, I don't want this to be a fucking drama channel. I don't really care. But Cameron's an interesting fella. I know we had speculated that he was maybe going through some, how do I put this? Separation issues, and he did officially post on Facebook today that he is single, but of course he did it weird with like horny emojis. Like, he posted on Facebook, like, guess what, I'm single, but, like, the emojis were, like, thirsty faces. And I think that's a weird thing to do, but maybe that's just me. I don't know. Harold Doubleman with a 15-stream streak says, 15 streams, and you're always great to listen to, Hannah. Oh, well, thank you.
The reason I stopped you is you were passing on the shoulder.
Passing on the shoulder. Hilarious. It's so funny that Cameron acts like the only thing he ever gets in trouble for is a lack of license or license plate, when usually when I've seen him get pulled over, it happens because, like, he did a rolling stop at a light, or he's doing stupid shit like this, like passing on the shoulder. I want to put this out there. Anyone who passes on the shoulder, you're an asshole. You didn't come up with some special secret, why isn't anyone else doing this? We understand that we live in a society and there are rules, and the shoulder is there for a variety of reasons, none of which are for you to jump traffic like an asshole. So just putting it out there, Cameron. Stop acting like you're more important than everyone else and you don't have to follow the rules.
Okay.
That's not legal.
It's not legal?
Nope. Can I get your license, registration, and insurance,
I'll
please?
give you my name and information.
Unless you need to go to the ER, then jump. Well, yeah, it's like for emergencies. It's for like emergency vehicles, or if you need to pull over. I think people understand emergency circumstances. He was not in one. The emergency is that he's a narcissist and thinks he's more important than everyone else in society.
That's all I have with me right now.
Do you not have a license?
No, I don't have a license whatsoever. I don't use the roads in a commercial capacity. Here in
Oh, also, there was a tip. Just a Peach says, it's been a long day. I'm so glad you're on today. Me too. Glad to see everyone. More or less. It's kind of a one-way seeing, but you know what I mean.
Yakima and in Washington, the Attorney General. I'm an attorney, by the way.
I'm an attorney, by the way. No, you're not. Stop lying. Liar who lies. Cameron Wilson, the liar who lies about being an attorney to cops. I'm an attorney, by the way. You know, an objectively false statement that I'm making to a cop.
Here in Washington, the Attorney General has already dictated.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know, by the way. Even if you were an attorney, I didn't realize attorneys were allowed to break the law.
The aspect that all road usage, well, it depends on if you have a contract or not, whether you're using it commercially or not commercially.
Are we doing the sovereign thing?
No, I'm not a sovereign.
I find it so funny that we've been doing this. I looked this up. I've almost been streaming like 5 years now. We're coming on 5 years, which is a lot. It's been interesting to see how when we first started doing the sovereign citizen thing years ago, very few cops knew what this was, and it was rare. But over time, we've seen that shift where like almost every cop is aware of this at this point. It's gotten so big, and it's become such a talking point on the internet, at least in some spaces. Every cop knows about it, so it just doesn't work.
I'm an attorney.
So what's your name?
My name is Cameron Wilson.
Hey, Tea Time Tea.
I'm an attorney for real. I'm not even BSing you. And then also right now is the aspect.
Did I know that reporting someone for unlicensed practice of law is not an anonymous process? No, doesn't necessarily surprise me, though.
That the definitions of both municipal and county codes here in Washington
What's your date of birth, Cameron?
Just one 2587. But the aspects here in the state of Washington, first off,
Aspect.
here in Yakima specifically, both road and street is defined as open as a matter of right for public vehicular.
Hey, cool. You know what the thing is, though, Cameron? Those definitions don't happen to trump the actual laws that say that you need a license. That's why you're being pulled over. Well, actually, you're being pulled over right now for passing in the shoulder, you know, illegally. But, like, you get pulled over a lot, and a big issue you have is the license issue. So you should probably, like, get one. That would be dope.
The travel. So the legislature has narrowly tailored.
The coolest aspect of getting a license is not constantly having to deal with the police. How do you like that aspect?
The legislature not to violate any constitutional rights due to the aspect that it is all about the consent of the governed. Meaning that if I'm using the road.
Okay, hey, cool beans. Cameron, most of the governed consent. We have a government that's made up of representatives that we vote for, and those representatives have passed laws that require licensing. That's the consent of the governed. And if you don't understand that basic fact, then the fact that you're calling yourself an attorney is even funnier.
In a commercial capacity whatsoever, then of course, right, there's an issue. But I have no contract with the state. I do not have no driver's license with the state. I have not given up my
He doesn't have no driver's license, so he has some.
consent to right to locomotion and free travel.
Okay.
So,
Hey, Cameron, if you want to walk down the road or use a bike, you can do it. And by that, I mean a bicycle, not necessarily a motorcycle, because those also require a license.
What's your middle name?
my middle name is James.
All right, sit tight for me.
Hey, are you, just real quick, are you aware of Rodriguez versus United States?
No.
You don't know what that states as far as...
Nope. What I do know is
constitutionally
that
established?
you were riding your motorcycle illegally on a public road in the state of Washington.
Well,
And you don't have a license.
correct, I don't need to have a license.
That's, you do.
No, according to the Washington Attorney General and their opinions, as well as Supreme Court Justice...
Nope, none of that's true, Cameron. Shut up, get a license. Can you tell I'm over Cameron's bullshit at this point? Can you tell? Oh. My phone has been transcribing everything I've said for the last, 10 minutes, it looks like. Oh, that's funny. Oh, it thinks I was asking, and Google's telling me I'm unable to provide legal advice or commentary on specific legal situations. You could consult with a legal professional. All right, I'll consult with Cameron, the very real attorney.
Hold on, just excuse me. I have to inform you. If I don't inform... Yeah, I do, because if I don't inform you, then you're going to make assumptions.
I'm not making an assumption.
Okay, yes, sir.
E-bikes exist, and those are a nice in-between. I want an e-bike so bad. They're so cool. And I live in an area where an e-bike would get me basically anywhere I need to go. I live in a really nice area that's I wouldn't call it how do I put this? It's not so crowded it's obnoxious, but stuff is close together. I'm in walking distance of a supermarket and a dispensary and all sorts of other stuff, which is pretty nice. And then it cuts off here, so we don't actually get to see what happened there, though I was listening to Cameron's channel last night. He posted a new live stream. He's been going through one of the books he quote-unquote wrote. Self-Governing Bruh is the full title. I suspect he used AI to write the book, or at least, how do I put this? I get the vibe, and this is just speculation on my part, I don't know. I get the vibe maybe he had some writing samples that he wrote and then he gave to the AI and then told it to vamp it out to book length. He may have just used it to edit, though. I don't know. But anyway, he basically said that he did not show up for those tickets, and he does not think he will get any sort of warrant or anything. Bench warrant. He's just ignoring the tickets. Surprise! He's an asshole. Okay. Let's see what's next. Let's check out the Romana Didulo thing. This is the video that she did while she was getting arrested. She actually started live streaming during her arrest. So if you're not familiar with Romana Didulo is a sovereign citizen and conspiracy theorist, perhaps a cult leader. She's certainly been described that way by some. She leads a group of people. She calls herself the Queen of Canada and claims that she can make all bills free. So a lot of her followers stopped paying their bills, stopped paying their mortgages, stuff like that, lost their houses, power got cut off at their house, stuff like that. She's an anti-vaxxer, all sorts of terrible things. Her and her followers, or at least some of the closer ones, moved into a small community somewhere in rural Canada. They moved into an abandoned schoolhouse and have basically just been living there for like a year at least. It might even be coming on 2 years now. It's been so long since I've heard what's been going on with her. But just the other day, they finally got arrested. There was an ongoing investigation. The police came in and did a raid of their compound. They arrested Romana as well as her followers. They took a lot of evidence and stuff from the compound. They have been released as of right now, and they're still undergoing investigation, but basically this was a big raid so they could go into the compound, get evidence and stuff, while the people aren't there, and now I think they're back out pending further legal investigation and charges and stuff, so. Let's take a look at this. Just a Peach with a $1 tip says, Washington's motorcycle rules are very restricted. E-bikes in some states fall under motorcycles or moped rules. I would understand moped rules. Motorcycle seems like a bit much, but fair. And hey, Sassy P, how's it going? So again, this is her live streaming while the arrest is happening, or well,
It
the
sounds
raid.
like there is movement in the hallway, so we will keep you posted, everyone.
Not surprised they got arrested. They were threatening authorities heavily since day one. Yeah, some years ago, she and her group of people, she directed them, in my opinion, to try and arrest a bunch of police officers. And, like, they literally physically tried to, like, grab the cops. Like, it was something.
Just give that one charge.
I know recently there were allegations of them also illegally dumping human waste, which I don't think that's necessarily the big thing they got caught on, but it could have given further justification for a raid. I don't know.
So the discharging the phone here. Discharging the phone. So everyone that is
Also, sorry for the quality. She was live streaming this, and her quality on this live stream is just quite bad, so it's as high as it'll go quality-wise.
what's happening.
Was that during COVID? I believe so. I think it was near the tail end where they did the arrest thing. I think it was probably 2022, maybe early 2023, but probably 2022 when that happened.
I have given instruction to everyone not to resist, as we are the peaceful people. We're not violent people, and that
I'm very glad that she said that to her followers. I'm glad they didn't try to do something stupid like Waco-wise or like something like that. I don't know.
as I said, the corporation police are outside.
By corporation, she means the government.
Mm-hmm. And say there's
Fenekagami says, oh my goodness. Thank Elistre, my internet is working right today, before following the liberal dark money situation, and I want to say, it's nice when lying little rats out themselves before they get to the chance to stab us in the back. Also, anyone who hasn't already, I recommend Lindsay Ellis's new YouTube video. It's done very well, and it's very educational on genocide and the psychology and history of how we got here and how this keeps happening. Yeah, it's good to see Lindsay back. Sad topic, though.
saying that put your hands up. So outside, put your hands up and nothing will happen, they said. So and I also said that to the team, and you probably heard, not to resist and not to cooperate, as this might be a white hat operation to safeguard the Queen.
It might be a white hat operation to save the Queen. So they might secretly be working for her, guys. It's fine, I guess. Okay.
And the entire team.
I gotta get a new battery for this remote.
However, these days you don't know who's the white hat, who's not the white hat during this operation. But nonetheless, as I said, for the entire team to cooperate, not to resist. And the royal puppies are in the building.
That's what we're all most concerned about, are her dogs.
And they will need someone to take care of them.
Fennikagami says, also in response to your statement of how anyone who studies psychology is fucked up, as someone with a bachelor's in psych, I can confirm this is 100% true. There's a reason therapists need their own therapists. Yeah. Is she charismatic? This is the thing about charisma. Charisma's in the eye of the beholder. It's like when people find Trump charismatic. Obviously, to like most people in the world, Trump does not come off as someone you would consider charismatic. But to certain people, they consider him incredibly charismatic because they like what he has to say. You lend charisma to someone. It's something you grant them. You perceive them as charismatic. It's subjective. I've learned that over the years through stuff like Trump, Ramana Didulo, Mother God from the Love Has Won cult. All people who profoundly seem uncharismatic, seem obviously narcissistic, seem obviously self-interested. But a certain group of people don't see them like that. They view them as charismatic. It's subjective. Lily on YouTube says, someone tell Queen of Canada Cameron's newly single and horny. I don't think anyone deserves that fate, to be honest. So I think we'll let it be.
They keep saying that they have a warrant. You're under arrest. I don't know if they have they shown the warrant to any of the security team.
She was a little, Just a Peach says, she was a little charismatic in the beginning if you didn't listen to what she was saying with more than 2 brain cells. And Peeplord says, leftist pro tip, the police will tell you to put your hands up in order to neutralize you as a threat. No, I'm not even gonna read that as a joke. I'm not gonna, no. Even as a joke, I can't read a thing making comical. I can't. Yeah, just stare at the camera. This is good content.
Puncturing the vehicles outside of the the command center. So just to let everyone know, there's the corporation RCMP that calls themselves police, screaming outside saying you're under arrest. Put your hands up and come towards me and nothing will happen. And saying that they have arrest warrant. They're saying you're under arrest. So, and they're instructing everyone to come out of the trailer. So we don't know who they're calling out.
We're all looking for the guy who did this. The cult leader being like, I don't know why our compound's being raided. Who could they be here for? Where is she live streaming to? Might be Telegram. I know she had a pretty popular Telegram channel. I'm not sure where else, though.
Saying they're under arrest. And that will be an international kakistocracy, since at the command center you have international guests there that have arrived from different countries.
She's not live streaming to homeowners, that's for sure. Oh, unfortunately true. She got a lot of people to stop paying their mortgages. And from Cataspinda, we all know how well that tends to go. What law did they break? I'm not exactly sure. I know this particular raid, I watched the press conference from the cops, and I know they mentioned something about guns. There was a report of a potential, like, gun that someone wasn't supposed to have on the property. But I know they were also being investigated for a variety of things, and there's an ongoing investigation. They went in and they, like, took a lot of their, like, computers and documentation and stuff. So I don't know when this all shakes out exactly what the charges are going to be. They're not, like, being... How do I put this? They've not been very specific. So, I don't know.
So,
Unregistered firearms? Okay.
as I said, I don't know who they're calling to come out.
The cops come in just a sec, by the way.
Yeah, it's fine. Fine, that's okay, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right. Okay. Okay.
Leave the phone down. You're under arrest.
All right.
Leave the phone down.
Okay.
One at a time. Not too close.
So there you go.
Down on the ground, please.
Okay.
Please. Okay?
Okay.
They didn't charge her yet.
So
So I'm asking
everyone-
what the charges were. They haven't charged her yet.
You're
They arrested her and her people, took a bunch of evidence from the compound as part of an ongoing investigation. We don't know what the actual charges are, if they're going
Okay,
to.
thank you. See, there's no one there, guys. There's no one there. I'm just live streaming. Okay? I'm not resisting. There's no one there. That's it. Here, I'll give you my hand. Here. Okay. Can I just shut off the phone? Shut off. Thank you. Okay. So it says police. Please, thank you. After we have somebody take care of the royal puppies. Thank you. A17, it says, A17. I have my phone, I have a
Is it bad that I find this satisfying?
Okay, so everyone,
I've seen many videos and stories of people who either they themselves or their families have been made homeless because of Ramana Didulo. And don't get me wrong, people have some level of culpability for falling for scammers. But on the QAnon casualty subreddit specifically, because she had some connection to the QAnon stuff as well, especially earlier in the 20s, like 2020, 2022 and stuff. She was more closely connected to that stuff in terms of her rhetoric. And I've just seen so many stories of people talking about their parents losing their homes, losing their retirements, like having their power shut off, their heat shut off during the winter, all because of the rhetoric and the direct advice of Ramana Didulo, who, to be clear, has told her followers to stop paying their bills. This isn't just a vague thing they could have intuited on their own. She told them to stop paying their bills because she claimed she made a proclamation saying energy and housing is free. You know what I mean? So she's ruined people's lives, you know. I find it a little satisfying, which I'm not very proud of, but there it is.
I'm walking with A17 RC.
Isn't white hat a Q thing? Yes. White hats are good guys, black hats are bad guys. Its origin lies in film westerns in which typically the good guy character would be wearing a white cowboy hat and the bad guy character would be wearing a black cowboy hat. Also used in the hacking community as verbiage. Same origin.
Okay, it's okay. So you come with mom? Come here, come here. Thank you.
So she gets taken to jail. I'll let you guys know when that's updated, if they do any further charges or anything. It might be bad to say, but I hope they find something egregious, because the way she's operated thus far, she's pretty insulated, I think, from legal consequences. Like, as much as I think she's a terrible person, I don't know if it's necessarily illegal to lie to people and say, like, you should stop paying your bills. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's illegal. I don't think that's necessarily illegal. So I do hope they find stuff that directly pins actual crimes on her, because she fucking deserves to go to jail. Alright. So moving on. This is kind of a fun one. You guys remember Eric Martin? This is not new. This is a little bit older. This is from a few years ago and during winter. But this is one of the times Eric Martin got his moped impounded. This was recently released by Bama Mike. People Heard says, you did it, Hannah. You're the first person I've seen say the 20s instead of the 2020s. I've been waiting for this moment for years. I can't wait to go blind on future cyber bathtub liquor. Can you get syphilis from vape pens? Further 1920s and 2020s juxtaposition. Alright, that last one got me. You don't normally actually make me laugh, but the last bit got me, goddammit.
Well, you asked me. I don't. What's the reason? I don't need to give a license for no reason.
The reason for the stop today is you can't operate a moped in the left lane, the through lane. You have to be in the curb lane at all times.
No, it's the right to travel.
The right to travel?
Means I don't.
Right. Sir, he's literally just telling you can't be in the left lane because your vehicle is not fast enough to be in the left lane. Again, he's driving a moped. So mopeds will often have different rules than, like, a motorcycle or like a car, because usually it has like fewer cc's, it's less powerful, so it literally can't go as fast. So for his moped, it's apparently street legal in theory, but you have to be in the right lane because the left lane is for passing. Some people just seem to think it's the fast lane in general, but it is generally a passing lane anyway. But you certainly shouldn't be in it if your moped can't go fast.
That's not even a law, I'm pretty sure. If it is, it violates constitutional right to travel. That's just a nonsensical rule.
Dude, that's like saying stop signs violate your right to travel. That's insane. Even by sovereign citizen standards, saying that, like, rules of the road as basic as, like, you need to be in this lane, that's violating your right to travel? That's insane. What are you they're not saying they're not even saying you can't travel. They're saying just do it in this lane, you dumb asshole. It's so you don't die. What the like, do these people think that people are just, like, nosy and getting in their business for no reason? Like, people just like to, like, annoy people, like, you got a driver's license, you got a driver's license. No! Most of this shit's for safety. We don't want you to die. Maybe that was our first mistake.
It is. I've been doing about 28 years.
Okay.
You said you can't travel in what? In the left lane?
In the fast lane, the left lane, the through lane, whatever you want to call it.
Well, I normally don't.
Bittergrin says, I declare that him going slow in the passing lane violates my right to travel.
No, but it's real bumpy over there, and that caused my moped tires to bust because it's so bumpy and shit. and only
Gotcha.
stay on the right side. Plus, I was going on the left anyways.
Okay.
But that doesn't make sense. Anyway, think about what rule. What sense does that make?
It's a law, sir.
No, it
You
doesn't
have
make sense.
your license on you? Okay, can I see your registration?
Right. Under threat and duress, I'm only doing it, but really don't consent to it. But
Well, there's no threat, there's no duress. Just simple traffic
Sure.
stop. You provide your paperwork, we'll get you out of here, I promise.
trying to think. You can see mopeds, motorcycles. You ain't saying the same thing for a motorcycle, is it?
No.
Well, why would they say moped? A moped can go, look, you have mopeds that go just as fast and go to the speed limit, so that's why it's nonsensical.
Not every moped can go as fast as motorcycles. Like motorcycles, like an actual normal motorcycle can go very, very fast. It can go as fast, if not faster, than a car because it has less mass. I don't think your moped can go 90. Can your moped go 90? Because most motorcycles can. Not that you should.
How fast does that go?
They don't go fast. They're like
About 30?
Yeah, it's only
30! As we all know, motorcycles top out at 30 miles per hour. That's why no one ever rides them on the highway. Genius. Big brain move.
50 cc.
50 cc.
Quasi-spec with 1,000 bits says, I'm not sure how they're going to break the window with the moped stop, but I'm not going to give up hope. Almost on a hype train. Thank you.
So that's
Oh, I didn't do my little spiel at the beginning either. I'll make it quick. If you're on YouTube, do me a favor, like the stream. And also, it's September, so if you want to help support the stream, subs are discounted. So that's cool beans on Twitch. All right.
The moped, yep. Sure. You have you have an ID card or anything with your name on it?
Yeah. But no, you should agree with me though. I mean, just because they might make a law and say, you gotta understand. So you like
You should agree with me is a very funny statement. You should agree with me. Why? If you have to say that, no, I shouldn't. Oh wow, 20 months says this is a big brain move. Sub to Hannah. Very true. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Mr. Blast, thanks for gifting a sub. 27% to level 2 on a hype train.
out of state laws, even federal statutes, they violate the Constitution, they're invalid, and therefore unlawful. Therefore, they're not supposed to be followed. Okay, so the Constitution says it's a right to travel, and all these little bullshit rules about this, that, you know, they really violate the Constitution in a lot of ways because it's the right to travel. It doesn't matter what lane it is, it doesn't matter how fast I'm going, it doesn't matter all this specific bullshit. Just like they can call
He could do whatever he wants. He can literally run a child over, and they were just impeding his right to travel. Nemesaur, thanks for gifting 20 tier 1 subs.
I'll say, you can't wear that shirt because it's blue. And maybe because they have a religious belief.
Does your blue shirt endanger the lives of other people? Kinda doubt it. Just a Peach says, that's not legally a moped if it goes as fast as a motorcycle. Most states treat motorized bikes under 50cc differently.
Christian might not like it because they're Christian. You know, just so a lot of laws are unconstitutional and some have been challenged.
Hey, fun fact, just because you're religious doesn't mean you get to do whatever you want. I know America has coddled you a lot and made you think that, but no, there are limits. Sorry. Stone Corbell, thanks for gifting 10 tier 1 subs. 55% to level 7. God damn, what a hype train.
And found to be so, and this is just one because think about it. What purpose does that serve? No purpose at all.
Well, I have a second violation for you. It's the red LED lights you have on while traveling on the road.
Oh, this is so stupid. I forgot about this.
And there is a purpose for that.
That's not a violation.
It is a violation.
He has flashing red and blue lights on his moped. I assume his idea is for visibility. I would assume that's the idea. But you cannot put flashing red and blue lights on your moped, sir. On the fucking roads. Oh, this is some like Jeremy DeWitt stuff.
What's that to be the purpose on that?
The purpose of that is you cannot run red or blue lights while traveling down the road because you might be mistaken for an emergency vehicle.
Nah, so can that be mistaken for a cop car or emergency vehicle?
Do those shut up?
You cannot have red and blue lights, Eric. Get different lights. Also, I'm pretty sure your bike has tail lights and shit anyway, but if you're gonna do some sort of visibility thing, look at the laws of your state.
Off?
Yeah, I can shut it off.
You can? The lights?
Yeah, I can just click the light.
Okay. All right, just hang out by your bike. I'll be right with you, okay?
No, he doesn't want to get pulled over for clicks, Mr. Blast. Eric Martin has never filmed any of these videos or released them himself. He does not make money on this. He doesn't have a YouTube channel. He doesn't do this for clout. He genuinely just believes all of this. Every video of him has come from body cam that someone has requested. He doesn't go out of his way for attention. He's not a YouTuber. He's not anything. He's just a guy that does this. He's not looking for attention. He genuinely is like this.
So you writing a ticket on this? You let me go, or what's the deal?
I'm going to check you out. If everything checks out, I'll let you go, okay?
All right.
All right, just...
And I'm going to look to see this on the book. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't write a ticket, but if you don't still write the NCL on this, I'm going to check it out in the law because I'm going to challenge this in the courts, and I'm going to get them. It's going to be taken off the books.
Okay.
It's gonna be sick. Taken off the books.
One thing I do, I've been doing law 28 years. I'm not an official lawyer, but
Yep.
that's all we study and practice law. So I see bullshit laws like this, I'm gonna make them change this stupid shit because that's what I say about. They always make up some bullshit like you can't have an open container and that's something else I'm gonna change law. You can't have an open container say you're drinking up.
Oh yeah, he's against open container laws. That's absurd. Why are you against open container laws? I don't know, man. That feels sus to me that you brought that up out of nowhere. It's not even like he found an open container. Just out of nowhere, you were like, I should be able to have open containers of alcohol in my vehicle. All right. I don't know about that.
Yep.
That's another nonsense that violates our human rights to do what we want. As long as we're not
My human right to get blasted while doing 30 in the left-hand lane. Minute left on the hype train.
harming no one, it's a human right to do what we want.
I totally understand.
Constitution right also. But,
Just go away by your bike. I'll be here with
Is he an alcoholic? It's Michigan, so it's like a 50-50 chance.
you, okay?
Yeah.
The Midwest is rife with alcoholism. It's actually, I think, probably gotten a little better since weed got recreationally legalized in Michigan. I think alcohol use has dropped, but like historically, it's been really bad in Michigan and Wisconsin, Ohio.
I went up at 2.
5.
I'm gonna stop in the parking lot at Walmart. Got a feisty one over here if you wanna
Ooh, a
swing by.
feisty one.
Is this your feisty one here?
Yeah.
He repeated it. He said feisty. That's good. I like a good adjective. That's why I like Marvel comics.
Looks harmless.
Yeah. Just wait. What's a good phone number for you, sir?
I'm glad they bleeped that. My brain for a second was like, oh shit! I gotta skip over this.
What's your name?
Officer Thibodeau.
How you spell it?
T-E-B-E-D-O. It's on the violation here for you. So there's
Is
that.
All right, now what is this?
That's a violation for
I can't. They're already handing him. They're already handing him the ticket. So why is the video 10 more minutes? Does he do something incredibly stupid?
Talk to me beforehand. Now listen. Now, it's like I said, I've been doing law 28 years.
Yep. Just what you said.
Do not need a license. Okay. The U.S. Supreme Court held this several cases.
Name them. Name the cases so I can make fun of you.
You only need a license to drive a motor.
For those that don't know Eric Martin's backstory, he was a jailhouse lawyer. So basically, at some point, he went to prison for something. I don't know what it was, nor do I really care. It's not relevant to what we're talking about. All that matters is he was in prison, and seemingly he spent a lot of his time in the law library, and he somehow got into this sovereign citizen stuff, and he sort of self-taught himself, quote-unquote, the law, but he didn't. Really, all he did was learn a bunch of bullshit sovereign citizen stuff, but people in jail took him seriously, and I think he liked that feeling, so even when he got released, he still thinks he's like a legal scholar or something, even though he never has been. It's interesting. I think it's interesting.
Vehicle.
Right.
Guess what the definition of driving a motor vehicle is, as they says?
What's that?
Word for word. Buck is one of the U.S. Supreme Court cases. It's only when you are carrying passengers or property for hire.
Nope.
That's it, for profit, okay? So, if I'm working for DoorDash, I'm driving. I need a license for that. Or like you're doing, well, no, you're not doing, but let's say work for Walmart or, like I said, DoorDash, a taxi driver. That's only when you're driving, and that's only when you need a license. It's also a federal statute, 18 U.S.C. Section 31. It says the same thing.
Federal statutes have nothing to do with state laws regarding, like, what you need to drive. States have purview over that.
Show you that. I have a picture of that on
It's a 10th Amendment thing.
my phone. I took, I didn't put the papers in my phone. I have the papers just ready for a situation like this. Been going down to law library law school, and I copied.
Did he say library?
Been going down to law library law school, and I copied this, so I'd have it ready. I just didn't put it in my glove department. I got it in my room, but I'm going to show you a picture. I got a picture of it though.
Can I point out my worst trait, chat? I just want people to be aware I'm aware of this. My worst trait is I am a English what's the word I'm even thinking of? I'm a snob. So when people mispronounce words or like say the wrong words, in my brain I'm a huge bitch about it. It's completely unfair. Everyone makes mistakes. I know, but holy fuck, I'm an asshole about it.
And this is right out the law book. But you can look it up too. Also, Title 18, Section 31. Now, is there a supervisor here so I can talk
English prescriptivist. There you go.
to him about this, so to try to resolve? You can get so you can.
There is a
do away
supervisor
with-
here. Yes, sir, there is.
Okay, good. I want to talk to him about this, about the driving thing. Like I said, it's the higher. So the higher law overrides the state law. Does understand what the state law seems to assume you do need a license, and they don't make it clear what.
Can I ask you a question? That's the one, that one gets me. But here's also the thing. There's a very fine line between mispronunciation and vernacular. And then I'm the asshole. Like, genuinely, I'm the asshole. It's a character fault. Yeah.
Motor vehicle is. See, this federal statute, I'm going to show you guys. I got so many pictures, so I can find it.
You are correct in saying you do not need a license to operate a moped.
Nope.
But the problem is, once your license is suspended, you lose the privilege to operate a moped on road roadway.
No, it's, like I said, it's a privilege to drive, right? But like I said, a motor vehicle is only defined under the statute. Oh, that's for the girls there. Dick pic. Anyway, okay, right here. See, this is actually, I'll drop my stuff. Now, who's the supervisor here? First,
Right
where's he
here.
at?
This is the
Okay.
sergeant,
Are
yeah.
you a sergeant? Okay. First, let me. Once you get it, you can see. Okay, now this is from the law book. Now, you don't see the 18 because it's on the side of the book, right? This is how the law books are made, the Title 18. But you see, okay, Section 31. Okay.
Where are you getting this from?
This is a federal statute, Title 18, United States Code, Section 31.
Federal statute?
Yeah. Title 18, United States Code. That's the name of the book.
What about Michigan compiled
sec-
law?
But okay, under Article 6 of the U.S. Constitution, federal law, along with U.S. Supreme Court case law, overrides state law. See, the state law, that's the
Right, the supremacy clause is a thing, but it doesn't mean that only federal law counts. The states have their own regulations that are allowed. I'm gonna mute this while I blow my nose.
Problem, the state law, which I want to change this admission because basically it's unconstitutional because the state law doesn't conform with this federal statute. It doesn't conform with U.S. Supreme Court case law. So therefore, it's unconstitutional. Therefore, you guys are supposed to ignore it, which you guys are under duty. You got to remember, you guys took oaths to uphold the Constitution, so you're supposed to ignore this state law that doesn't conform with this higher law. Article 6 is the supremacy clause.
So here's what I suggest to you.
Let me show this. What? Go ahead. What?
I mean,
let me show you this.
Whatever happened right now is happening, okay?
The 9th Amendment is the supremacy clause. Am I crazy? Oh, whatever.
So
well, you have the duty though. Remember, you guys took uphold the Constitution.
You have your interpretation of the law, which you can argue in court.
My interpretation only.
Right. But you have to go to court now and contest that if you feel that you
right.
have
Well,
a case.
Let me get to this because I'm going to record you as I'm saying this to you. You know what I mean? Because
sure.
Let me show you this first. Okay, 31. Okay, subsection.
I did cover the Queen. Yeah.
6 and 10. Okay, motor vehicle. You guys come take a look. Where's the other guy at? Well, just tell him I showed you if he ain't looking. Okay, motor vehicle. Yeah, it's cold as hell, but it's hard to do it as I'm doing this. But I know I think I can handle them. Okay, the turn. Come take a look here. So
straight up, if I'm the cop and it gets really cold in Michigan during the winter, and you can tell they're quite cold, I'd be like, "Sir, can we not? I'd like to be in my car now, where it's warm."
Let's see. The term motor vehicle means every description of carriage or other contrivance.
Coach, carriage, or other contrivance. He doesn't even know the definition he's claiming to. He doesn't know the words in it.
The term motor vehicle means every description of carriage or other
coach, or contrivance
propelled or drawn by mechanical power and, not over, and used for...
This is an old definition, by the way. It's quite old. This is like the Black's Law edition, Black's Law Dictionary 4th edition definition. Very out of date.
Commercial purpose. Okay, you guys want...
They're misreading it anyway.
Next page. Next, commercial purposes means for profit, like I said. Now remember, you guys doing all this, you guys are violating your oath of office. You're liable criminally and civil. I'm letting you know this.
This is why you cannot...
I do have the newest edition. I can't pick it up for another 3 weeks. But yes.
No.
I'm halfway through my recovery period from my surgery, so for 3 more weeks, I'm still not supposed to lift anything over 10 pounds.
In court if you like.
Yeah, I'm obsessed in court, but...
No, it's not conveyance, it's contrivance in the Black's Law Dictionary.
You guys are still in violation. Now, used for commercial purposes right here means the...
Conveyance would also make sense.
Carriage of persons or property for any fare, fee, rate, charge, or other consideration, or direct or indirect in connection with any business. See it? For profit. So that's only a motor vehicle. So the state law is supposed to say the same thing. It doesn't. It's in violation.
You're referencing. I don't know what you're referencing.
Rick M says I made a T-shirt that says this is an everyday shirt, but I don't wear it every day.
That's a
great.
That also defines.
Speaking of my surgery, I was correct about the yoga pants thing. Oh my God, they look better. If anything, I'm having a very different problem now, and it's that it looks like I have camel toe, which, like, I guess for me isn't the worst problem to have, but it's not a problem.
Commercial motor vehicle.
Hold on, what's going on? Hold on, I gotta unlock my steering here.
You have to unlock your steering?
Yeah. So I didn't have lock. I usually have the lock. All right.
You want the key to go with him? You want to keep the key?
Well, why would he do
That's just a girl problem. Well, see, that's a problem I can deal with. That's why it's not that big of a deal.
key though? I don't think you need it for nothing, right?
Why would you need it?
Well, I still need it.
All right,
It's my part. You guys in violation of due process.
Don't lose it when you go pick it up, okay?
No, but
all right, I'm gonna have you step back a couple feet so we can get this thing loaded up.
You guys will pay out your paychecks getting this. Oh, let me take my lock here.
Did he ever get this moped out of impound, by the way? I know he tried many times.
Remember, you guys took oath to uphold the Constitution, violating my 14th Amendment right to enjoy my personal property. You're liable. You're violating your oath of office. You guys took oath to uphold. You will be held liable, criminally and civilly. I'm telling you that right now. I'm telling you, you can remember this. I've been doing lawsuits 20 years. Ain't no problem. We filed lawsuits.
Woo! Spicy.
Be careful. There's a lot of plastic these things.
There's a lot of what?
be careful. There's a lot of class in these things.
There's a lot of class in these things?
That made strong steel like they should. And I will
Glass? Glass? Is that what he meant?
have a court order. Now, let me get your name again. You're the sergeant. Right. Now, like I said again.
I wonder if that feels funny, having a big, like, bed tow truck and just towing a little moped on it.
18 U.S.C. Section 31, which I showed you. Definition of motor vehicle is only when it's being used for profit. And it's not being used for profit. Like I said, the U.S. Supreme Court says the same thing. And like I said, you guys violate your oath of office, and you will be held liable.
All right, you got a court date on there, sir. I don't know if you've seen it or
No
not,
problem.
but
You know, I'm not obligated to even show up to court day. I'm going to do it anyways, but, you know.
it's January 10th at 1 o'clock, okay?
And also, the ID I gave you when I said under threat and duress, what if I didn't give you my ID, what would have happened?
You have a court date on there, okay?
I'm just saying. What if the only reason I did is that violated my Fifth Amendment.
Sorry, I was muted. I didn't realize it. He was saying plastics, and it was cut off. And then I said, plastic! Plastic! Name that movie.
Right against self-incrimination. I'm going to let you know that too, so you shouldn't even ask for it.
All right. Well, we're not going to hold court here in the middle of the Walmart parking lot. That's what the courthouse is for, so.
Nope, not death becomes her.
But,
all right, sir, you're
Overthought gets it. Woo!
free to go.
well, all right, well,
4K of Indian in the Cupboard is coming out, I think, next year, by the way. If anyone also is nostalgic for that movie from when they were the kid, classic, problematic 90s kids hit, Indian in the Cupboard, is going to be getting a 4K release.
Is he related to Christopher Grove?
I can walk home, you know.
Nope, I'm sorry. Department policy.
Department policy.
Yes,
Who
sir.
made that up?
Our department.
Well, it's violating my right because it's unnecessary. Therefore, it violates due process. You guys, as government officials, are obligated to be fair. Okay? So it's not fair to do something that's unnecessary.
Yeah, Jay's a proxy. They did get released. I know the police said they're ongoing. They're going through, like, the stuff that they seized from the compound, but they didn't charge them yet, so they have been released because they can't be held for more than 24 hours without being charged, I think.
Necessary and depriving my property is not fair in that sense. It's violating due process.
Anytime.
Also, it's violating my right against sovereignty because I'm not subject to all these state law rules anyways.
Anytime somebody's driving with a suspended license, the vehicle gets towed every time.
Yeah, well, I'm going to change it, like I said, because there's going to be some changes.
Okay. All right, sir.
You're going to be held liable, like I said, but I'm pointing these legal arguments out, like I said. Is your camera on too?
Yeah, that's on.
Okay. Like I said, the U.S. Supreme Court already said the people are sovereign. And part of sovereign means the right to a republican form of government under Article 4, Section 4. That means I have the right not to be subject to this military dictator government. That's all it is. All this state law bullshit.
Military dictatorship government because he needs a license to drive his moped.
Yeah.
All this
Okay.
nitpicking harassment, that's all it is. You didn't do this, you didn't do that, you didn't do this lane. It's all harassment, that's all it is. And I'm not subject to it. That's the law. The higher law that you're obligated to follow. Republican form of government.
Right.
If I'm not harming a human, I'm not subject to all this little bullshit. And that's the law. But you still don't want to follow it or what?
All right, sir. Have a good one.
So that was Eric Martin. Always good to see him. You love the book and TV movie The Mouse with a Motorcycle and the sequel Ralph's Mouse. I remember reading the first one as a kid and liking it, and I did like the TV movie. I don't own the TV movie, though. I don't know if that's ever released on Blu-ray. Okay. Let's get into Desi Freeman. Okay, so as I said earlier, Desi Freeman is a Australian sovereign citizen who has been on the lam for like 11 or 12 days after allegedly murdering 2 police officers while they were coming to his house to arrest him with a warrant for, how do I put this? I'm trying to be as advertiser-friendly as possible, but it's tough. It has to do with someone underage. All right, you get it.
Wife of fugitive Desi Freeman was at the family home when 2 officers were gunned down at Porepunkah last week. Police confirmed her presence as the Chief Commissioner issued a fresh warning to the man that he describes as armed and extremely dangerous.
Oh, and I should say he killed the cops with a homemade shotgun that he had, but after he killed the cops had guns, so he took their guns. So now he has real guns, not just one he made himself, and he has fled into the Australian wilderness.
Penelope Leash has the latest.
Guns drawn.
Wasn't the alleged murder years ago, or am I thinking of a different SovCit Aussie shooting? That's a different one. There's actually been, like, something about Australia, and don't get me wrong, there's a problem with sovereign citizens in general and some percentage of them devolving into violence over a long enough period of time. This has happened in the United States. I believe it's happened in Canada as well. But in a very short period of time, in the last, like, 4 years, there have been, like 4 or so like murders by sovereign citizens in Australia. I don't know why specifically, but there's a pretty like intense sovereign citizen movement in Australia right now.
Tactical police search shipping containers and sheds, converging on a young family's sheep farm on the outskirts of Porepunkah.
What we're focused on here is a criminal who's killed in cold blood 2 Victoria police officers. This person is armed and is extremely dangerous.
That person, Desi Freeman, has now been on the run for 9 days.
Again, I believe we've covered him before. He was this guy. We've seen this video before where he tried to arrest the judge. It was this guy. We're going to watch this video to refresh ourselves, but we've covered this guy before, years ago when this happened.
Days. Police confirming for the first time his wife Marley was there when officers were gunned down.
She has been
Yeah, for the record, she seemingly, I don't know how she felt about any of the sovereign citizen shit, but I don't think she, let me put it this way, she has since all this happened been like, what the fuck, you better turn yourself into the police, I never want to see you again. Like, I don't think she's, I don't think she's an accomplice. Let me put it that way. She is not on his side in this. Let me put that there. Yeah, they had a kid. The kid is safe. H-Bird says, this is what happens when you don't allow someone to enjoy a meal, a succulent Chinese meal. Probably not an appropriate time for that joke.
interviewed by Victoria Police.
You know, because of the dead people.
For obstructing police at the time of the incident.
Officers believe information from her and others could end this manhunt, where more than 100 properties have been searched.
This is a new SovCit case, Jay's a proxy.
The Defence Force is now providing specialist planning support, with investigators still considering the possibility supporters may be harbouring an accused police killer.
He does not deserve to be protected.
Police have been targeting this area here at the foothills of Mount Buffalo. They've also been searching empty properties and areas like caravans using intelligence they're gathering from the air. In Bright, an information caravan has drawn...
I just don't even know, like, and it's possible he is just, like, held up with some friend or something who, for whatever reason, wants to go on a limb and ruin their lives to protect this guy. How are they going to find him? It's been over a week. It's been 11 days. Like, he could be... I don't even know how far he could have gotten at this point. I don't know if he had access to a vehicle. I have no idea.
Steady stream of locals. Crime Stoppers has received hundreds of calls. Police say...
Solus says, hey, Hannah, can answer the thing about SovCits here in Australia. Generally, these people were more isolated as the cooker movement has dwindled. We're down to the more hardcore elements like this guy. Yeah, that's that distillation effect I've talked about.
Even associates of Desi Freeman are speaking up. But there's one person who could come forward at any time.
Your destiny is in your hands.
In Porepunkah, Penelope Leash, 9 News.
And new details have emerged about the history of the accused gunman. Let's go live now to Ollie Haig at Porepunkah for more on that. Ollie, what can you tell us?
Well, Alicia, it's been well publicised that Desi Freeman is a self-proclaimed sovereign citizen. That essentially means that he's anti-government and anti-authority. And it's now been revealed that for many years now he's been receiving welfare payments. Specifically, I've had it confirmed through his friends.
I understand that they're trying to point out the hypocrisy, but I don't think it's relevant.
That he's been on the disability pension. So for many years now, he's been receiving funds from the tax.
Obviously, the most important thing about this murderer is that he's a hypocrite. Peoplord says, I bet the emus are helping him.
Taxpayer. Now, in another development today as well, as we heard off the top there, Marley Freeman, that is of course Desi's wife, she was on the property at the time of last Tuesday's shooting. Police today have revealed that she is yet to provide an official statement to them, and it is possible that she could be charged with allegedly obstructing police. Alicia.
All right, Ollie, thank you.
Oh boy. Here's another video. This goes into the background of sovereign citizens a little bit. I find it interesting hearing news organizations try and tackle things I know about. It's fun to point out when they're wrong. Or just see a more mainstream view of this stuff.
We'll speak to our reporter covering that police manhunt in Victoria. Just recently, she's heard what sounded like gunshots. The Premier, Jacinta Allen, has also spoken in the past hour.
I'm intimidated by this anchor man. He looks like he's like a WWE character and he's about to rip off the shirt and like am I crazy? He's got like a Masters of the Universe physique. Ugh. The thinking saber cat with 7 months says meow 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 meow, activating universal translator. Hello. Hello.
But we want to start with what we're learning about the two brave officers who that gunman shot dead at Popunka yesterday. Both were widely respected. One described today as an eternal optimist. The other was just days away from retirement.
A detective days away from retiring and a senior constable on secondment from Melbourne. Neil Thompson and Vadam Devart were ambushed and executed in cold blood, allegedly at the hands of someone who hated them just for doing their jobs.
The family are distraught, as you can.
Solis says he's thought to be hiding in some kind of cave or prearranged camp, so it'll be hard for people to track him. The SovCits have branded this a staged event, same as the other one that happened. Oh yeah, of course they are. Because it looks bad for them if it is the reality of what it is. And it's that an extremist within their already pretty extremist group did fucked up shit and murdered people over it. Not great for your organization, you know?
Can imagine. We'll put every support around those good people.
At the base of Mount Buffalo in Popunka, 300 kilometres northeast of Melbourne, the frantic search for the alleged killer continued into a second day. Battling relentless rain and wild wind, heavily armed and highly trained officers scoured dense bushland for Desi Freeman, whose real name is Desmond Philby.
I can assure everyone that we are pouring every resource into this search for this person. We must find him.
The 56-year-old self-proclaimed sovereign citizen
for this person, pouring every resource.
This cop kind of looks like his dad. Like, look at this guy and then look at the shooter.
Into this search for this person. We must find him.
The 56.
Am I crazy? Looks like him from the future is been brought to the past to try and catch his past self.
6-year-old self-proclaimed sovereign citizen fled yesterday morning after allegedly opening fire on officers who went to his property to execute a warrant. 2 were killed, another injured, 7 others managed to take cover.
The hunt will continue.
He was days away from retirement. He was doomed. Death flags are real. I mean, sometimes shit just sucks, man. Unfortunately, sometimes tropes exist because they happen in real life and people notice, ooh, that sucks.
Until we find him.
Police say Dezi was armed with multiple guns and may have swiped more from the slain officers. In the tiny town of Popunka, Freeman and his twisted views were all too familiar to locals. who yesterday feared for their lives as gunshots rang out.
Scary.
Nerve-wracking.
Nerve-wracking. Just unknown. Didn't know what was going on. Police flying around everywhere. Police flying through the parks.
Flying through our backyard.
Desi's wife Marley and 2 children who were missing after the shooting took themselves to a police station overnight.
We understood where they were and we invited his partner to a police station where we've spoken to her. We've also met with the children just so we can sight them and make sure they're safe.
The Chief Commissioner wouldn't confirm whether she provided any intel on where her husband is hiding out, but it's an area where he holds an advantage over police.
He will know that area better than us.
What's your message to anyone helping him hide out?
I wonder if any of these cops have seen First Blood. It's a very First Blood situation. Speaks poorly to my psychology. That's my first thought, probably.
Don't.
A good friend of Desi's who didn't want to show his face is pleading for a peaceful ending.
Yeah, if he's listening, I think the best way to do is to surrender to the fall of the government and then face your consequence.
Overnight, landmarks lit up in blue to honour the fallen officers. And today, a minute's silence at the police memorial in Melbourne.
They've known them deeply and personally. They're not just colleagues, they're mates.
A force grieving and a community living in fear, both desperate for Desi Freeman to be brought to justice.
This trial's going to be so interesting. If they catch him alive, this trial is going to be a shit show.
Let's go now to our report.
I don't know anything about the Australian justice system. I assume it's quite similar to the UK justice system.
Samantha Butler, who remains in the regional town of Paulpunka.
Oh my god, I love her coat. Holy shit, look at that. It's got like a fucking, like the middle. Oh my god, that's good. That's a good look for her.
Sam, it seems like police may be closing in. You're close enough to hear what's happening.
Well, Amelia, just a short time ago, we heard 2 rounds of what sounded like gunshots. They were very quick in succession, 4 or 5 loud bangs coming from the hill over to my right. At the time, the police helicopter was hovering over one specific area of dense bushland not long after.
It's giving Star Trek. Yeah, it gives a little futuristic, but not feeling like a cosplay. Like, it's just a little, like, avant-garde enough that you're like, ooh, nice. But it's not so crazy that you're like, oh, what are you, like, it's not distracting.
We saw several Micah paramedics drive through, the mobile intensive care units, as well as several highway patrol cars. Victoria Police is yet to confirm whether or not those were, in fact, gunshots. They have not provided an update on the search as yet this afternoon, other than to say that the search is continuing and they will throw every resource they have at arresting Desi Freeman.
And Sam, you've been in the thick of it from the start of it. If this is getting close to the end, you might have noticed a lot more police activity. Have you been able to determine if there is more police activity?
I understand Fenekagami. I would also agree that it's quite unlikely that they will get him alive. The only let me be clear on this. If it were American cops, I would 100% say no chance they get him alive no matter what, because they're gonna get him because American cops function like a gang, and if you take out cops, they're gonna take, like, they're gonna come get you. I don't know the dynamic of Australian cops and if it's any different, so I don't know. Rick M says, do you think that this will encourage Aussie cops to have less patience when they encounter SovCits in the future? Maybe to some extent, but this isn't the first time this has happened, so maybe.
Then from the beginning?
Look, there has been, again, quite a lot.
Reminds you of this 2005 film? What movie is this? The Proposition?
Do I need to introduce myself? I've kept company with bad men all my life. I wish to present you with a proposition. I suppose I told you there was a way to save your little brother Mikey from the noose. Suppose I gave you a horse, a gun.
So what is it that you want?
This is effectively First Blood, but Australia?
Know where your brother Arthur Burns is. It is a godforsaken place.
You want me to kill me, brother?
I want you to kill your brother.
Oh, okay. They're like in the Australian wilderness, and they gotta fucking... he's hunting him. Okay.
Word has it, you promised those animals who...
Anyway, sorry.
A lot of police activity today, but as I say, police are remaining tight-lipped on the progress of the search, presumably for operational reasons, but they really do...
Yes, First Blood, like the Rambo film. Yes, it's just called First Blood. The first Rambo film is not called Rambo, it's just called First Blood. And then the second one is Rambo First Blood Part 2, or no, Rambo First Blood Part 2, then Rambo 3, then John Rambo, then just Rambo again? I don't remember.
Have their work
that movie series titling is all over the goddamn place.
Cut out for them down here. This is incredibly rugged alpine terrain and the weather hasn't been in their favour. It's been raining all day. It's been relentless. The wind has been very strong, preventing that police helicopter from going up. Those who know Desi Freeman say that he is an experienced bushman and he does have the skills to survive out there for some time. Making this search even more tricky is the fact that there's also several disguised mine shafts scattered across this mountain, and that is making that search all the more difficult.
And Sam, what more do we know about the two police officers who lost their lives yesterday?
Rambo 3, where he helps the Taliban. Excuse you, they're the Mujahideen. Very different. This movie is dedicated to the brave freedom fighters of the Mujahideen. Oh... For those that aren't familiar, at the end of Rambo 3, there's a dedication to the brave freedom fighters of the Mujahideen. For those that don't know, the Mujahideen later evolved into Al-Qaeda, which did 9/11. But at the time, they were fighting the Soviets. So they were the brave freedom fighters, the Mujahideen. Our narratives are such a fucking joke. We just do stuff. We just do stuff and say stuff. None of it means anything.
Well, Amelia, Detective leading Senior Constable Neil Thompson, he was a veteran of the force with close to 40 years of service under his belt. He was just days away from retirement and looking forward to planning his life after work with his partner Lisa in the town that he loved. Senior Constable Vadim Devart was originally from Belgium. He loved travel, was fluent in several languages and so proud to have recently purchased his first home in Melbourne. There's been...
I'm sorry, are you calling the Soviet Union a democracy? No.
An outpouring of grief and tributes.
I can't wait to vote for who's in the Politburo. No, what? No.
For these two.
No, okay, I just misunderstood you then.
Officers, the Victorian Premier, Jacinta Allen, spoke a short time ago. Take a listen to what she had to say.
Two police officers who put on their uniforms yesterday morning, like every man and woman in Victoria Police. They wear that uniform with pride and they go to work every single day with the purpose of keeping our community safe. Yesterday, Neil and Vadim did not get the opportunity to come home at the end of the day to take that uniform off.
Now, I also do have an update on the surviving officer, the detective who was shot in the leg and flown to hospital to undergo surgery. That surgery is now complete. I have just spoken to the Alfred Hospital. They say the detective is now in a stable condition. Guys, a little bit of good news as the community here and the country as a whole tries to come to terms with this tragedy.
Yeah, that's a relief. Okay, thank you, Sam. We appreciate it.
Well, we're hearing a lot about this so-called sovereign citizen movement that the accused gunman was part of. A motley collection.
Can someone explain what a sovereign citizen is? Sure, I can. A sovereign citizen is a loosely knit ideological group of people who believe, for a variety of pseudo-legal reasons, that society's laws do not apply to them. So often, the way that this will present itself is someone will... A good example is they'll have their license suspended. Like, let's say someone has a DUI or something and they get their license suspended. They want to drive, though. So then they start looking up, how do I drive without a license? Now, the actual answer to that is, you don't. But they're desperate and they want what they want. So then they come across this conspiratorial group who are talking about, oh, actually, did you know that secretly the state doesn't even have the right to license driving? You should be able to do whatever you want. It's your God-given right. The state has tricked you into believing that you need a license to carry out your God-given right to travel. It's basically a conspiratorial worldview focused on a pseudo-legal misunderstanding where they think that the government's laws do not apply to them in the same way that they apply to society at large. They're generally anti-government extremists, and that's not to say you need to like the government. Far from it. I'm just saying they are extremists, and their primary thing is all government bad. The government's bad. They're evil. It's run by Satanists. Often there's a weird conspiratorial layer of thinking that the government is run by Satan or the Catholic Church or some other weird entity that they don't like.
Collection of conspiracy theorists, anti-government activists and serial litigants who don't recognise the laws of the land.
Many dismiss them as crackpots, but as we are learning, the murky world of SovCits, as it's sometimes known, can turn violent very quickly.
You can be the resistance. It will never be too late.
You're being served.
Being served?
Yeah, you're being served.
Served with what?
A document of mine for any unlawful detainment.
We need some help here, guys. We're standing up for your freedom.
This is your country.
This is wrong.
It is absolutely trespass. You got no jurisdiction here, bros. Oh, look out. You're under arrest. You absolutely...
How dare they smash the window? He said bruv and everything.
You're a
Conspiracy theories, anti-vaxxers, none of this is new. But sovereign citizens, who are they? How big is the movement? And what do they believe in?
Who and what are sovereign citizens?
It's a belief system or a movement where they believe that government authority is illegitimate, that they are only subject to government laws and regulations and government's authority over them, whatever jurisdiction that might be, if they officially consent.
I don't consent to any of this.
Yep. What are your details, if that's right? Just your name and date of birth.
What do I have to give that to you for?
In Australia, we've seen it mostly in videos involving traffic infringements.
The other important point to note about sovereign citizens is that they are, in addition to not recognizing the authority of government, they're also hostily anti-authority, anti-government, and also conspiracy-minded.
Do you agree I'm a man?
I don't know what you identify as.
A living man. I'm alive. Am I alive?
That you're alive, yes.
Am I alive? Okay.
Yeah, I fully agree that you're alive.
You won't be surprised to find out it started in the United States in the...
There it is! See what I mean? I've seen multiple videos where the news in Australia is like, you see these rude, obnoxious assholes? Unsurprisingly, this came from the US. Look at these violent idiots. Of course it's the US. And to be clear, they're not wrong. The sovereign citizen movement literally did start in the United States and was exported to the rest of the world. They are correct in their assessment of us. They are absolutely correct. The United States is a petri dish of hateful, angry, superstitious, paranoid, individualistic, hateful ideology. It's crazy. I genuinely believe that American culture is fundamentally poisoned in a really deep way that will not be fixed in my lifetime, but whatever.
70s, the same arguments, same justifications, and too often extremely violent.
They say the gunman was Dennis Marks, a self-described sovereign.
You bet it was Michigan. Michigan, as well as you know, has had I assume you know, has had a history of like militia stuff. Michigan has been a hotbed of like militia activity, and the Venn diagram of like militia people and sovereign citizens, there's some decent crossover there.
Sovereign citizen who hated the government and was due in court Friday to answer drug and weapons charges.
Mostly.
It did not directly start in Michigan, though. It started from the Posse Comitatus movement. I forget where that originated, but it wasn't Michigan. It was America, though.
Confrontations are at homes and traffic stops.
Is there
Oh, there goes my monetization.
a point in time in Australian
Did
history
I mention it's September?
where this really took off? Because there seems to be a lot of it around now, and I don't remember it being there before.
It was COVID, though, that really acted as that explosive growth. If we look at that convoy to Canberra, that was a super spreader event. You had a whole heap of people who were really angry with the government, really anti-government, government authority coming together and spreading their beliefs and their understanding of law. And then they've returned to their regions with those beliefs. And we've seen a real acceleration from that point onwards.
There are plenty of websites around to explain it. It's often referred to as pseudo-law.
There are a number of really active websites like that purport to give people ways out of traffic fines, but are really an introduction to sovereign citizenship. They promise 100% success.
There's a lot of Facebook groups now, too. Tea Time Tea, thanks for gifting 5 Tier 1 subs. Thank you very much.
Rate and deliver zero success rate. This follows a typical path, starting at traffic offences and just escalating.
Is it your vehicle? Just a Peach with a tip says, here is money. Thank you.
It is my vehicle, I own it.
Yep, registered to yourself?
Yep.
Yep.
Under UCC law and international law.
So the other thing that confuses me is they get pulled over in a vehicle and they say, I'm not driving, I'm travelling on private property.
There is no legal foundation in any of this. No pseudo-law argument has...
Lady Anne says, for those new to Sovereign Citizens, check out The Law and Disorder by Mooncat on YouTube. Agreed. In terms of a primer for Sovereign Citizen stuff, Mooncat's video is excellent. So, I think it's like an hour long, but Mooncat's very entertaining and funny, as well as being incredibly insightful, and it was able to parse the history of sovereign citizenry, as well as its belief systems, incredibly well. It's just a well put together video, so I'd highly recommend that. Definitely check it out.
Ever succeeded anywhere in the world, but that doesn't stop people repeating them.
Also, her songs are pretty catchy, so.
So right now the clock is currently ticking. I'm served them with a document. We're at $10,000 per hour.
So some of this is amusing watching it online, but clearly this can also become dangerous. Are sovereign citizens dangerous?
Look, I think as soon as anybody starts saying that they can pick and choose which laws and which obligations they're going to obey and which ones they'll ignore, they are inherently threatening our legal authority. And
someone on YouTube says, Hannah looks like the kind of woman who hates kids, but kids really love her. Then she'll reluctantly become attached to one while still saying she can't stand them. No, I don't dislike kids. Kids are easier than adults most of the time. Adults have all these, opinions and, beliefs. What a pain. Kids are very just whatever. What's your favorite dinosaur? You know? That's always a hit with kids. That's easy. Way easier than dealing with adults. Now, I don't want kids myself, but, I have a goddaughter whom I love, and, that's great. Interacting with her. I don't want the responsibility of a kid, but kids are cool.
Good order in society.
We are not driving, we are travelling. You guys don't even know what yous are on about. Oh, look out. You're under arrest. You're a
When Desi Freeman was arrested at this rally in Myrtleford, his arguments, the language used, is directly from the Sovereign Citizen playbook.
Everyone knows that these scumbags are butthurt because they're obsessed with power.
The history of sovereign citizens in Australia will now serve as a warning. 3 years ago, a total of 6 dead in Weambilla, Queensland. 2 police officers, 1 next-door neighbour, and all 3 shooters. And now 2 police officers killed in country Victoria.
I'm struggling to think of any other political movement that has led to the death of 4 police officers over a few-year period.
There is a violent undertone to a lot of these actions, and we really need to take it seriously. This is not 1 or 2 loose cannons. This is a broad movement that is a threat to our democracy.
Interesting story. I hope they catch him soon. I really do. I'm worried that more violence is going to happen once they find him, if they find him. Jesus Christ. Anyway. Peeplord says, what did kids have before the discovery of dinosaurs? Oh, right, the mines. That's not true. They worked in factories. Their tiny arms could fit between the machinery. Anyway. So, this is that Desi Freeman. This was a court appearance he had, I think, 4 years ago. We did cover this when it first came out, but considering what's happened since then, I do think it makes sense to revisit. So let's take a look.
Peter Dunn, I arrest you for aiding and abetting. Okay. I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested.
He's trying to arrest the judge of his case. I don't recall what the case was about at the time, but he attempted to arrest the judge.
And perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave. Just have a seat. Does this court obey the law, sir? Just have a seat. Does this court obey the law? Have a seat. Even just once? Have a seat. Mr. Prosecutor, how many police witnesses?
4, Your Honour. There's Miss Quinn, Gary French, Walker Vance, and informant Borwich.
So 2 police and 2 civilian? Now, Mr. Freeman. Yes. In terms of...
What channel is this? This is a channel called Behind the Crime Scene. So far, they haven't posted a lot. Let me see. I think they post... Oh, no. Looks like AI slop. Hold on.
Imagine a woman with a PhD.
Unfortunately, a lot of their stuff's AI slop, but this is just a copy of the video. So don't worry about what channel this is from, because it's AI garbage, but they happened to post a mirror of the court video.
Your defence for the matter? What do you say? How many witnesses do you have? I'll run my case where I'm going to run it, sir. Magistrate Stella Stuthridge has already progressed this matter. On the 13th of December last year, Mr. Freeman, I've asked you a question. I don't understand the question, sir. What was that? How many witnesses do you have? Witnesses? Yeah. I don't need witnesses. Okay, so you have no witnesses? The purpose of this hearing is to determine how long the contested hearing will take. Sir, it's not. That's not what Magistrate Stuthridge ruled, and I'm about to give you that information, and so far you suppressed me from giving that information. This matter is listed for a contest mention. It's running as a contest mention. Can I speak now, please, sir? Your question. On the 13th of December last year, Magistrate Stella Stuthridge identified serious issues I raised, being a serious abuse of process in this matter, an order that was not made according to law, and many counts of fraud and perjury by the applicant. As a result, I've implemented a voir dire that this case cannot proceed until these matters are dealt with. That was up.
Implemented a voir dire? Is voir dire a different meaning in Australian court than America? Because in America, voir dire is the process by which you do jury selection, basically.
Held by Magistrate Stella Stuthridge, who allocated a hearing, which is now a year later, this one, and she specifically said that Magistrate Cottrell is not to sit on the matter because he was the one that caused the problem, that Magistrate Watkins cannot because he isn't biased, and that you cannot either. And
but
then
it literally means to tell the truth. I see. He might be using the literal meaning. Okay.
The registrar, Sam out there at the front, told me 3 weeks ago that you're one of the magistrates that had recused yourself from this matter. And I'm very angry that the registrars couldn't get it right and went and allocated this hearing while you were sitting when it was supposed to be Magistrate David Farram, according to Magistrate Stella Stuthridge. She also stated in the court, on the record, which you need to check, prosecutions are on notice that the hearing will be an application to strike the matter out, nothing else. She said it is booked in for an application to strike the matter out. She specifically told that to Prosecutor Stuart Pritchard. There has been a shocking delay in justice.
Thinking Sabercat says, I blame Picard for giving people the idea that a court speech can save the day. Oh, I want to play I can't play this. As much as I want to. This is from the episode The Drumhead, which is a great episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, all about what is effectively a sham trial that ends up doing sort of like a McCarthyism. It's like a witch hunt. Really great episode. I can't play the clip, unfortunately, but it's another episode that has a really great Picard speech.
Justice in the past year, waiting for my hearing. I've been back to court to try and get it heard sooner, which is a perversion of the course of justice.
See you, Mystic Dragon.
And I'm not ready to make any more concessions for people. I've been to court 15 times. You would have been the 5th magistrate, but as it's gone around in a circle, the 4th magistrate to sit on this case. This travesty of justice and unlawfulness by Loretta Quinn, by the police and by this court has continued for 2.5 years. Even during the deaths, my family deaths I had 2 weeks after my sister-in-law dropped dead in front of the 4 kids, you and Evans and Eliades, French and Quinn and their lawyers all got in here and colluded all day long and harassed me for a full day in August. Then you adjourned it to November, and I was hounded and hammered again in the most sadistic way for a full day. And then I still didn't get the matter resolved because this court is still unable to resolve it according to law, which would only take 5 minutes. Now, the crimes that were committed by Loretta Quinn and Magistrate Cottrell took 17 minutes on the court record. It has now taken me 17 months to try and get the law simply upheld and get this matter reversed. And I can assure you, I am extremely angry and extremely determined, and I have no more concessions or grace left for anyone involved, and am ready to launch private prosecutions against anyone who breaks the law in the court today. Now, I have the laws that are being broken, sir. Mr. Freeman. I'm being cut off, yeah? Okay.
Magistrate Stuffridge has made no orders in this matter. The matter is listed for a contest meeting today.
So you're going to railroad me again, okay?
I have no evidence that what you say is correct. So, in terms of not calling any witnesses, it would appear to be a factual argument.
Correct, sir.
I have evidence to give on the stand, sir.
Well, it's a question of factual argument.
I have evidence to give up there to this court. That's my right.
Hey.
Oh, yes, it is today. It is my right to a fair hearing. 2.5 years. Well, this needs to go to the Supreme Court. Do not adjourn this case, sir. You will be perverting the course of justice, and I will prosecute you.
What's the matter for you?
And then that judge will throw that case out, and then you'll try to prosecute them. It's just prosecutions getting thrown out all the way down.
How long will this matter take, Mr. Prosecutor? I would imagine at least a day.
At least a day, Your Honour.
This court has constructive knowledge of perjury being committed. You'll be aiding and abetting that if you proceed. You'll be in breach of Justice Courtroom's rulings in the High Court, Nicholas versus the Queen, 1998, by proceeding in a matter that is an abusive process, and where there are other serious matters raised which have been identified by a previous magistrate. Yeah. You cannot proceed in this matter by ruling of the High Court of Australia. If you're acting in criminal bias, the magistrate acting oppressively or when interested, I have a right to a fair hearing and I have a right to justice. If I do not get it, this proves that this is not a court of competent jurisdiction and you will be prosecuted, sir. For the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording in the future, take note the Magistrate Dunn is not allowing me to have a fair hearing, is obstructing justice and is in breach of the law. So I have an hour allocated for this hearing. I want to get up on that stand and give some evidence.
No, you're not.
Okay, well, you're perverting the course of justice. I've had enough of it. You're acting oppressively and when interested, in breach of the Crimes Act.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
No, sir, you have constructive knowledge of crimes committed in this court. You are now aiding and abetting them.
Are you available on the 5th of February?
Peter Dunn, I arrest you for aiding and abetting.
Okay.
I arrest you for acting oppressively and when interested and perverting the course of justice. You must stand down. You are now in my custody and under arrest. You are not free to leave.
Just mind asking.
I find it interesting. On the one hand, it's of course it's comical, right? The idea that this person believes that he can put the judge under arrest unilaterally. But like, this guy's legitimately cracked. Like, this was 4 years ago, and he thought he had this power. He thought he had this authority, and that same line of thinking that said he's absolutely right and no one can tell him otherwise presumably led him to recently believing that he was being persecuted by the government and he felt he had the moral right to take the lives of other people. And that's fucked up. And that's shitty. So it's funny, but also really darkly foreshadowing.
For the Supreme and High Court Justices listening to this recording in future, take note that the magistrate is under arrest for serious crimes committed against me, as have been outlined in numerous hearings and this one. I have no choice but to make this arrest under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which is my lawful right to do so. This case cannot proceed. Right, who's the highest ranking police officer here?
That'd be
Who's the highest ranking police officer?
Right.
no.
So you're obliged.
No, I'm not.
I like that the cop just said no immediately. No, we're not doing this.
Excuse me, you're obliged.
Excuse me for a moment. Just excuse me, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Freeman, just excuse me for a moment.
Honor, please.
5th of February at this court or at Juliet, at this court or at Myrtleford? Well, I need to know now whether it's Myrtleford or is it 5th of February at Myrtleford Day? Okay, 5th of February at Myrtleford.
Mr. Doss, I arrest you as well for malfeasance of public office and refusing to do your duty.
All right. Which cop are you going to get to do that?
And
then he's going to say no, and then you're going to have another cop refuse to arrest that cop.
Other charges will be added to that. Okay? So for the court record, for the Supreme Court and High Court Justices listening to this recording, you're both under arrest. This matter has stopped. You are not free to leave. You are in my custody. If you leave, you will be escaping lawful custody and resisting arrest. That's the law under Section 458 of the Crimes Act, which I am entitled to.
Who is this guy? Yeah, Desi Freeman is his name. He allegedly killed 2 police officers in Australia a little over a week ago.
Enact?
He is still on the run.
I think that's your
according to the circumstances.
That would be your interpretation of law.
Say what you want. Yeah. All right.
Well, no, but just because you say so, Mr. Freeman, doesn't mean it's right. 5th of February.
Please, then, Constable Sarah Williamson. It's now your role to arrest Mr. Dosser and Mr.
Time to go, Mr. Freeman. The man's booked in for a hearing.
This is done, Mr. Freeman. You're excused from...
I'll collect my papers. Thank you very much.
Good job.
Absolutely disgusting. Shameful. Now, paper that you need. A document for the court, sir. I must leave here, according to law.
Well, if you leave it at the front counter, that'll be just...
Okay. Because you are under the Criminal Code Act, Section 83(4), because you are using force and intimidation to interfere with my Australian democratic and political right to have my case heard.
Off you go, Mr. Freeman. Off you go.
I arrest you, sir, and I
Time to
arrest
leave.
you.
Time to leave.
Time to leave. Grab your papers and off you go.
So all of you police in the courtroom and magistrate are arrested according to law. This will be taken up in the Supreme Court. I'm now under duress. I fear for my safety, given that there are 4 armed criminals.
Your phone and all your bits and pieces.
4 armed criminals surrounding me.
So they were cops a second ago when you thought they were on your side, but now they're armed criminals. That's interesting.
Intimidating manner.
Who's the armed criminal now?
I'm under duress.
Off you go. Bye, Mr. Freeman.
Sheesh. I don't know what we do about mental health, but what we're doing ain't working. Ugh. Fenekagami says, what a shock. An a-hole that thinks rules in society don't apply to him thinks it's okay to allegedly be inappropriate with a minor. Man, the more I hear about people that think they are removed from the rest of humanity, the more convinced I am that the Venn diagram between that and being the sickest kind of pervert is just a circle. Yeah. All right. So here's I think it's a more recent traffic stop. This is off of Cameron's channel, Power Inherent in the People. This is not him, though. This is just one of his, I think, his followers or someone he's giving legal services to, allegedly. So let's take a look.
Just Hi, I'm Sergeant Yumulis of the Charlevoix City Police Department.
Okay, what's the problem?
You don't have a driver's license, you're driving a car.
How do you, wait a minute. What is a reasonable articulable for this spot? You can't just open the door without reasonable articulable suspicion. I have every right to exercise my right of locomotion, sir. I'm just coming home from work.
Mr. Slaw, you don't have a driver's license.
You don't have a driver's license, bud.
Please, then write me the tickets. I'll see the...
Do you have your ID? Got your ID?
I'm not... If this isn't a lawful traffic stop, please just let me be.
Do you have insurance on the vehicle?
It's not... It's a private trust. I have the title for the private trust, and this is my private ID.
I'm very happy about your private trust, sir, but it still needs insurance.
See, this is harassment. This is literally deprivation of rights from the code of law. Were you waiting for me? You both were waiting right on my route? What's going on here?
Do you have insurance, sir?
Do you have insurance for this vehicle?
Well, I'm not...
And is the vehicle registered? Because the plate is valid.
I'm not answering questions. Just write my citations, please. Now you're violating Rodriguez, Supreme Court.
You watch him, I'm going to get the VIN.
You have no business bothering me. Just write the ticket. Yeah, I got the VIN right here in the registration.
Okay, cool. You don't need the VIN for a traffic stop. Typically, you need a driver's license and insurance.
This is private.
Central 8711 for a VIN.
I feel like this body camera is in a weird position compared to where most cops keep them. It just, maybe it's me, I don't know. Feels weird compared to most body cams.
One, George.
Like, it feels like it's, like, normally I've seen them kind of here. Feels like it's here, almost on his neck or something. It's weird.
1, Paul, Adam, 5, Sam, Henry.
And, like, it's like bending down. Like, normally it would be here, so even if you looked down or whatever, it wouldn't move because it's still shooting forward. But this, it looks like it's, like, on his, strapped to his chin.
7, maybe. Edward, 7, 2, 6, 8, 6, 8, 9.
This is a non-resident under 247.253 Michigan.
It's not fake, depraved ambiance.
Here, this
Absolutely.
is the VIN's on there. It's been notarized, witnessed. This is my private name.
Do you have insurance on the vehicle?
I'm just a trustee for the trust.
Okay, cool. As a trustee for the trust that's apparently been entrusted with using this vehicle, where's the insurance? You're the one operating the vehicle. It's your responsibility to know it has insurance.
Okay, well, write the citation. I'll see that.
That doesn't. Yeah, I'm going to keep this.
Well, I'm not driving, though. I'm just exercising my right to local.
Some areas are testing hat-mounted cameras for better records. It feels a little low to be hat-mounted, but it could be, I guess.
That's battle. The people
like there's marijuana there on the dash.
There's nothing here. Yeah, then you have no consent to search because you don't have a lawful traffic stop.
When's the last time you consumed alcohol or marijuana?
I just got out of work, guys. I just been working 8 hours. I haven't consumed anything, and I'm done answering questions. I reserve my rights. Please just write the citation so I can be on my way. The Supreme Court ruled.
I just ran the VIN. He's got no insurance.
There you go.
I'm going to call for a record. I'm going to call for a record.
Erickson's is right there.
Are they?
Yeah, there's the bus.
Sweet. Hold on. There was a reflection. We can get to the bottom of this. I believe in us. All right. Mario 64 taught me anything. Reflections will reveal where the camera is. Where the fuck is it? Maybe he is just kind of short. Nothing wrong with that. I'm not like saying that derogatorily. He might just actually be short and it might be like right here. Okay.
Central 8711.
8711.
I guess Erickson's is in the parking lot at the dealership behind me. Can you call them? See if I'll disregard.
Copy. Requesting Erickson.
Looks like it was on top of his shoulder. Okay, I didn't see that, but that would make sense too. I could see that. Like a predator. I always found that, you guys remember in the Predator movie, the plasma cannon that the Predators have? It moves with their head, so it's always targeting what they're looking at. That's a terrible design for a gun. Imagine if you were at the shooting range and you had a gun and anywhere you looked was where the gun was pointing. Predators have no trigger discipline.
Central 1544. We're ready over there. Can you ramp home? We just have down there. Copy, mate.
You literally just watched the first movie with Arnold. It's a good one. Have you seen Prey yet? Prey is the best Predator movie since Predator. Predator Killer of Killers, the animated movie that came out this year, also pretty entertaining. Definitely felt more like a streaming movie, but I enjoyed the time I watched it. Prey is the one with the Native American characters. Predator Killer of Killers is an anthology movie about predators fighting different warriors throughout history. So there's like a Viking segment, there's a ninja samurai segment, and a World War II fighter pilot segment. And a wraparound segment that kind of pulls them all together.
Central 1521. 1521.
Altered Undying says, I've seen Prey and I was showing friends Killer of Killers for the animation. I also like Predators as a popcorn movie. I've not seen The Predator. I've not seen Predators. I've heard good things, but I've not seen that one.
131713.
I can't step out.
Step out of the car.
I can't step out because it's not lawful. Step out. You're gonna have to extract me, guys.
Okay, if you do not, yes it is. If you do not get out of this car, you'll be charged with a felony for resisting and obstructing. Yes, it will. Get out of the car, do it now. Do you understand?
Step out of the vehicle.
Step out of the car, do it now.
Step out of the vehicle.
Okay.
Get out of the car.
Get out of the ground. Put your hand behind your back, do it now.
Yep. So this is all unconsenting. You're violating Fourth Amendment rights. Please cease and desist.
He has a knife in his front right pocket.
Okay.
Roja, thanks for 47 months. Thank you very much.
We'll roll you towards me, bud.
Yeah, I'm non-violent. I'm not combatant. Please, just cease and desist. Jeez, oh, Pete. See, there's no need.
Jeez, oh, peas. That's the whitest thing I've ever heard anyone say while getting arrested. Oh, jeez, oh, peas, officer. If you told me you were gonna do this, I would have just said, okie dokie, you can arrest me.
You don't have the reasonable articulable suspicion to bother me, guys. That's my natural cradle medicine. It's nothing but natural herbals. You guys are nuts, man. What do you think gives you the jurisdiction to do this?
Roll this way.
Okay.
That's the knife.
Yeah, well, it's for work. I do stock shells, man.
Oh, I see you played Knifey Spoony before.
Jeez, guy. Why would you do this to me?
Smells like maybe he had one after he got out.
I haven't done anything.
Okay, stand up.
Just got work.
Stand up.
Is it illegal to do... I don't know what kratom does to you. Is it illegal to do kratom and then drive? Is it like weed? What does kratom do? I took it years ago. I took it like once, and I didn't feel anything, and I didn't get the point.
Man, this is crazy, guys. That's private property. Don't touch that, please. All right. I mean, I just had to file a new civil rights claim. Come on, guys.
Yeah, unlock button, please.
I shouldn't have to put up with this harassment.
Have a seat.
Okay. I apologize for this hassle.
Okay. You got anything else in there?
Oh, I don't answer questions, so you just have to look.
There was a good Predator film that takes place in Antarctica where a xenomorph queen appears. Are you thinking of Alien vs. Predator?
I don't hide.
That's Alien vs. Predator.
Hide nothing, but
okay.
Yeah, I'm not hiding nothing. I just came out of work, guys.
Alien vs. Predator. Serviceable versus movie. Alien vs. Predator Requiem. Dog shit.
I don't see why you want to do this. This is just totally outside the jurisdiction. Yeah, I knew something was coming and you come whipping up behind me.
So I don't think much else happens in the video. I did watch this earlier. Cameron is, I think, helping this guy sue the police department and trying to claim that they're going to get $5 million or something. Which I just think is total bullshit for obvious reasons. All right, let's see what's next.
You're here on a couple of things. No valid operator license, but with valid ID, and then a seatbelt ticket. So I guess we'll start with those are two things. And again, a valid ID, that's the same. You're free to go if you wish. Yeah, you can go ahead and just go line up at the window. You can stay if you want to. No one ever does when I make that comment, make that offer, but Mr.
Oh, I did forget the cooler bit. Okay, not the. I guess it's not the biggest deal in the world, but I did miss a part. I'm not going to go back for it. Basically, they think he had an open container because he had a cooler in his car that had like beer poured out in it. So he. How do I want to put this? Legally protective. Allegedly, speculatively, on the part of the cops, they thought that perhaps he had been drinking a beer or something on his way home from work because he works the night shift or something. And when he was getting pulled over, poured the beer out into the cooler so it wasn't an open container. But whatever. I don't even know if he got charged with anything for that.
Giorno, like, again, the license issue, that's a pretty cut and dried
Yeah, it's pretty gross. Beer gets really sticky and it smells bad.
thing. You have a license now?
I would say in terms of alcohol, beer is the grossest to deal with. I'm not talking about taste or anything, but like beer is just like sticky and it smells bad.
Looks like you do. Looks like you got the license like 2 days later. And then, so how did you want to, so again, how did you want to proceed on the seatbelt ticket?
Well, I'd like to contest the hearing, Your Honor.
So you're contesting on this speeding ticket, but then mitigating on the valid
seatbelt issue.
Seatbelt ticket, I'm sorry, you're right. You're contesting the seatbelt ticket, but you're mitigating then the license issue?
I'm contesting it, Your Honor.
Okay, okay. Could you raise your right?
The judge genuinely sounded surprised. He's going to try and contest that because, yeah, why would you try and contest that? It's cut and dry.
Right hand, please.
Yes,
You swear and affirm the information and testimony you provide will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You can put your hand down. Seatbelt ticket first. What? Did you get a chance to review your police report?
I did.
Okay. Go ahead.
And
Van says, damn, Hannah, you could host a movie club. No, I couldn't. I'm socially inept.
Set forth a
and incapable of scheduling.
motion for discovery. And I had a couple of questions and
did you submit it? Give me just a moment. So you submitted a discovery request?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
Did you ever get anything?
I did. All I got was a printed tick the box return. I had two questions that weren't answered.
Okay, so what, give me just a minute.
Okay.
Okay, so I hereby set forth a request for discovery concerning the above case.
Yes.
And then I also request any evidence that you're subject to the codes concerning this case. And you request any evidence that you're in any type of contract concerning this case.
Yes.
Okay, so the discovery typically is a police report, an affidavit or some sort that says what happened out there. Did you get that?
I got a tick the box.
Right, that's
print.
That's right. So that's the evidence there. And then on your the codes, it should say on your infraction where you were served with that. It has the right there. You go look right next to there. They'll have the codes there.
Your Honor, I was asking for some evidence that subject to these codes. I got nothing from the prosecutor's office. I didn't get a reply to either.
Well, they don't have anything to that about that, first of all. And secondly, I request evidence that you're in any type of contract concerning this case.
Yes.
There isn't any.
Right. So
that doesn't have anything.
It's funny because in this moment, the sovereign citizen is like, yes, of course, I don't have a contract. That's why I shouldn't be here.
Whether you're in a contract or not, I don't know why people make this argument to me. I really don't.
Okay.
But there's rules of the road. You need to comply with them. There's, you go on the freeway, you see all the people on I-5. None of those people have contracts to drive on the highway, but they're required to follow the rules of the road, including have a license and don't drive under the influence of alcohol, maintain the speed limit and all that sort of stuff. There is no contract of any sort. That's just the rules you got to follow. And that's been litigated quite, for a long period of time. And the absence of any sort.
This is one thing I don't get. Like, if there was any chance that you were going to get rid of licenses and registration and insurance and stuff, don't you think businesses that spend money licensing and registering, or rather registering and insuring their vehicles, would have sued the government before? Like, can you imagine if Hertz Rent-A-Car or something was like, we want to cut down on our expenditures. We don't want to have to register our vehicles anymore. So we're going to sue the state government to say that it's, not right for them to make us insure these things or to register them or whatever. It's just wild to me that these people think as individuals they're going to overturn things that if they were realistically overturnable and there was a will to do so, wouldn't be done by a corporate interest or a special interest group. How the world works. Individuals very rarely actually overturn things on a large scale on their own. That's not how this works.
Sort of written contract or oral contract with anybody. I will tell you that's not a winning argument. It's just not.
But they're in commerce? But are they? The commerce is that they're renting the vehicles to people. They're not driving people around. Once they rent the person the car, that person has the right to use the car. So I would argue, and again, this is all pseudo-law, so it doesn't mean anything, but I'm saying I would argue that within the sovereign citizen belief system, Hertz Rent-A-Car, the commerce is renting the car. The car operations itself are a separate matter altogether. Again, I think that's bullshit. It's not real, but I was saying if I was a sovereign citizen, that would be my argument. One of these days, on an April Fool's or something, I need to make up a fake, like, Bizarro Hannah sovereign citizen character and, like, do a whole stream as that character. That'd be funny.
Okay.
I like improv and acting like an idiot. I could do that.
But returning to being subject to the codes, there was also no response from the prosecutor's office as far as being subject to these codes.
Again, anybody who drives on the road are subject to the rules of the road. I mean, they just are. You don't have and again, taking that away from the traffic, you're not allowed to rob a bank either. You're not allowed to assault people, but there's no, you just live under those codes. You don't have, no one ever came to you and said, hey, you're subject to the code that says you can't assault people. The same is true with driving. You have to be licensed. In order to be licensed, you have to take a test. You have to both driving and written. And then that when you choose to get on the road, you're subject to those. You're just subject to all the laws in the state, whether or not it's traffic or not.
I understand but
thoughts on Nick Gurr and Co. I'm not familiar. Are they sovereign citizens or something? Let me look this person up. Nick Gurr. Oh, I fell for it. I'm a stupid bitch.
There is no injured.
You got me.
Third party. You abide by the rules. No one gets injured.
That's and again, I've heard that too, and I have zero idea where that comes from, because that's just not.
I think that's the first one that's got me in about 3 years. So fair to that troll. You got me on that one. Also, fuck you. Get a life.
True.
I'll take the L on that one. I'll take the L.
I mean, like for example, then people could drive drunk as long as they didn't hit anybody, they're fine. But that's certainly not the case.
Well, that would be, reckless.
Amber says, the unmitigated stupidity of this nearly drove us mad, like looking upon a Lovecraftian god. What is it? New details released about the plans for the UFC cage match on the White House South Lawn. Octagon cage on South Lawn, full fight card, Lincoln Memorial weigh-ins, jumbo screens on Oval Office walkout. I fucking hate this country, and I really hope it disbands at some point, because we're not legitimate. I've decided the 20th century was a mistake. I apologize, everyone.
You can commit crimes without hurting individuals. I mean, just because no one got hurt, no harm, no foul might work in the NBA, but that's not in terms of, the rules of the road. You have to comply with them. So again, the issue, and again, I will tell you what the issue is they're very
No, Spokane Dog Man, I said what I said and I meant it.
narrow, right? What you're charged with is not having a license, but without identification. Or not having license, but with identification. And so that's it. I just make a determination. The police officer said in his report, you didn't have a license with you. And then it looks to me like you got one shortly thereafter. And that's, did you have a license when you were driving or not? That's the only inquiry. The second inquiry is, were you wearing your seatbelt or not? That's all there is to it. And so that's what I'm asked to decide. So I can swear you in and I'll hear from you. And then following that, I'll read the report and then I'll make a determination on those two issues, whether A, you were wearing a seatbelt, and 2, you were operating while you didn't have, without a valid license at the time. That's it. And you could mitigate, you could admit that, and that, well, the license ticket, that's an expensive ticket. And so again, if you want to think about what you want to do, I think Mr. McIntyre, I think, is probably taking a little bit more time than we thought. So I can take care of him if you want to think about what I'm saying. Maybe this is coming as news to you. I'll hear from Mr. McIntyre, and then I'll come back and hear from you. So, Mr. Giorno, where are we at?
This is
I've got one last thing I want to say about the prosecutor's responsibilities. They're required to give you everything they have regarding this case. And this is all there is, just that police report and the citation. So there's no, this isn't a speeding ticket. There's no speed measuring device. There's no pictures or anything like that or video. It's just the officer's report saying that
Yeah, sometimes I've seen them try and pull... I've seen them try to extend the trial a ridiculous amount of time based on trying to get as much discovery as possible, even when said discovery is basically useless to them. There's a recent video, actually, that I don't think I pulled up for today, but the guy's been going back and forth on discovery, and it's useless, but I think he thinks if he drags it out long enough, he'll be able to get the case dismissed. He isn't. That's not what's happening, and they've given him the discovery he's asked for multiple times, but he keeps acting like he doesn't have it to try and extend the court.
And have you ever done this before? Have you ever conducted a trial of any sort?
Just look at my record.
So, Mr. Blatt, have you ever conducted a trial before?
Sorry. Wrong video. There we go.
You didn't have
correct judge. That's why it fucked me up.
your license, and that you didn't have a seatbelt. So what do you want to do here today?
Well, I had a seatbelt on, and I would like
Okay.
to.
So if you want to contest it, then let me, I can't even remember now. Did I swear you in?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so talk to me about the seatbelt.
Well, the officer's report is fabricated hearsay. I say it's
fabricated hearsay. That's not what hearsay means. Well, I heard him say. No, that's the direct testimony of the officer. Hearsay means you are testifying about something someone said to you, as in, they said to me this thing. You can only testify to things you directly witnessed or experienced unless you're an expert witness, which is a different category and has different rules. This is not hearsay. I am begging sovereign citizens to learn what hearsay is.
Inadmissible hearsay, and I motion to strike because.
So hang on just a minute. Let me get the report up. How is it hearsay?
He says I admitted to it. I did not. Of course not. And I would like to see the video. I'd like to cross-examine.
There is no video.
Okay.
And if you want to, you need to make a request to have the officer present in order to do that. If you want it, and then in the absence of having the officer present, I can decide it from the court rules are clear on that. I can rely on the report. I want to set it over for a period of time to most people ask for the officer to show up, hoping they won't, if you want my frank opinion. But if you want, I'll give you the benefit of setting this over to have so the trooper can appear if you wish to do that.
Well, I object to that, Your Honor, because I showed up today and it seems
But you need, again, this is another example of you need to follow the rules. In order to have the trip, you have to provide a request for that in advance of the hearing. We never got the request.
Your Honor, I understand that it's the burden of proof is on the plaintiff.
True.
So the officer's not here.
That's
There's
true.
a failure to appear. So I can't cross-examine the officer.
But I
and
don't think.
Of course I'm muted. No, what I was saying was, if the cop doesn't show up, that's good for you. Like, don't get me wrong, you're not correct legally, but it does benefit you as the sovereign citizen if the cop doesn't show up. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to get dismissed, and it doesn't even necessarily mean that they're going to find in your favor, but it certainly helps.
They did say that it was videoed.
Well, they might not, they probably, again, on takes like this, we wouldn't have preserved that and sent it to the prosecutor's office. You didn't make the request to State Patrol to get that. You made a request to the prosecutor's office, what they had for the case.
Well, it's a little hard to discuss things with State Patrol.
What's that?
It's a little difficult to discuss issues with State Patrol when they are in a certain mode.
Okay, so what do you want to do here? Again, I'm still not too clear.
Well,
if you want to contest the the seatbelt, we can do that. And then tell me what happened out there. Were you wearing your seatbelt? And if not, why not? And tell me what the misunderstanding with the officer is.
The seatbelt thing drives me crazy. Anyone, I am like borderline of the opinion that anyone who actively dislikes and refuses to wear seatbelts, like when they're in a car, that's borderline a mental illness to me. Like, is that fucked up to say? Like, what do you mean you're in a death machine and we have a very simple solution that will keep you safe and you just don't wanna? Like, that's crazy to me in, like, a pathological way. Like, if you were a person who's like, I don't wear seatbelts, I just don't, I refuse. You need therapy. Get therapy. Get so much therapy. And on your way to therapy, wear your fucking seatbelt.
Well, go ahead.
Well, the officer could not have seen what I was doing either way because he did a 180-degree wheel spin in the middle of Yelm Highway, where I've lived for 35 years, to pursue me. I, as far as I know, had a valid driver's license. And
Trey says my grandfather would lie and make up stories about how wearing seatbelts was actually more dangerous. The funny thing is he might have believed that. Like, it's a lie in the sense that it's not true. But he may have believed that. People come up with all sorts of justifications for why they want to do things. Like, it's irrational to not want to wear a seatbelt. It might come from an emotional place of feeling like it's weak, or feeling like you shouldn't be told what to do. So then you'll post hoc justify your want by claiming, oh, well, it's more dangerous. Maybe he heard it from someone. Maybe it just popped into his head and he decided it was true. He might have believed it.
Have always had a valid driver's license. So I contest that I don't have any evidence from the prosecutor's office. I don't have any witness to cross-examine.
You do have evidence from the prosecutor's office. You have that report.
This is a print, Your Honor.
I know what it is. I'm looking at the same thing.
I have one, the original.
At the bottom of it, you can say it was certified under penalty of perjury. And then there's the officer's signature on it.
Trey says, I can't imagine he believed them all that much because he never made me or my sister put on seatbelts, but he himself would never wear one.
Well, give me just a minute. Give me just a minute here.
Okay.
Yeah, the court rule says, with regard to the officer not being here, upon written demand of the defendant, at least 14 days before a contested hearing filed with the court and served in the office of the prosecuting attorney assigned to the court in which the infraction is filed, the prosecuting attorney shall at least 7 days before the court hearing provide you with a copy. That's not what I'm looking for. In a minute. Oh yeah. On earlier in that same rule, a request that an officer appear at a contested hearing pursuant to this rule shall be filed in a separate pleading, and it may be directed. And then someplace else in this rule, it says, in the absence of that request, the judge, me, can rely on the police reports. And that is a police report. Yes, it's short, but that's what we have. And again, that's so. Do you have anything else? Because I'm ready to rule on these cases. Unless you, and again, I'll give you the opportunity to set this over and have the trooper present if you wish. You're here now. I don't have to, but I will give you that accommodation if you wish to take advantage of it.
So there's no prosecutor present. There's no witness present. I'm not having. Doesn't seem I'm allowed to have a fair trial. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it is an adversarial court system.
Right.
We have two parties. There is no injured third party. I still don't get an opportunity to cross-examine, and they have failed by default to appear. So I don't see why this should continue on.
So they don't. The prosecutor doesn't need to. They're not required to. And the fact that they don't on these infractions, again, they rely on the report. And so
Deep Lord says, personal finance pro tip, you can save a lot of money on therapy by not wearing a seatbelt. No, bad.
And that's just what they do. And sometimes they do
No
that to
death
their peril.
wish.
You don't know how I'm going to rule on these cases. And sometimes these reports are incomplete, or I don't know, you were here at 1:30, they didn't even file one. So the case was dismissed and the woman who was there just left. And that happens sometimes too. And so the rules allow for this sort of procedure.
What about Death Race? As long as it's Death Race 2000 and not the terrible Jason Statham version.
And like I say, I'm giving you the opportunity to have that trooper present if you want to take it. And so you've complained about, he's not here. And I've tried to explain to you that it's not, you're certain things you have to do to get him or her here. And you didn't do them, but I'm giving you the opportunity to set this over so you can speak with them if you wish. And it's entirely up to you.
Well, I'm here for the hearing. I mean, it's going to be a fair trial. I mean, you seem to be, arguing for the plaintiff, whereas
I'm not. I don't mean to be doing that. I'm just trying to explain to you what the rules are, and in certain instances like these, they don't have to do things. And so I'm not saying about the sufficiency of the evidence. I'm not saying, well, you should be convicted for or be found committed for this reason or for that reason. I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying these are the rules for this sorts of procedure. And if you perceive that as me being on the side of big arguing against you, I'm sorry about that, but that's not what I'm trying to do.
Well, this print that the officer gave me, I did not and was not able to see who was in his vehicle. So I have no idea who printed that up. I have no idea. There is no personal signature on anything. And yet again, I'm here and showed up and they don't have a case. They're not here.
Judge Baby Man is really boring. He's better in this one with this other sovereign citizen. I don't think it helps that this guy's relatively dry. Beyond the Palette, thanks for 2 months with Prime, says rarely catch live. Glad I made it. I'm glad too. And thank you for your subscription.
Well,
I'm a little bit perplexed by that.
So here's what I'm prepared to do here today. With regard, you have 2 infractions here, and with regard to you're correct. You've shown up. I've sworn you in. I've listened to you testify. With regard to the seatbelt ticket, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. It will be a finding of not committed on the seatbelt ticket. However, with regard to the license, based on the report of the police report, combined with the fact that on your ADR, which I'm allowed to look at, it looks like you were issued a license 2 days after this. It will be a finding of committed with driving.
So we got a license after the fact anyway?
Without the license.
Your Honor, I forgot to bring my old license in. You can't read the date on it. I mean, it's just,
okay, so again,
but it sounds like an entrapment. It's not like the Department of Licensing sends you a notice because license went in the laundry or whatever, you can't read it. And suddenly I'm just driving like normal, and it's like, oh.
You're an adult. You know that you're supposed to have a license to drive. At least you should.
It's crazy. I couldn't even read it. And I'll bring it in.
I'm going to go back to, and I'm going to say this one last thing, and then I told you how I'm going to rule on these infractions, but I will respond to that in this manner, and that is, it's again, when you get on the road, it's your responsibility to comply with the rules of the road. It just is, and part of that is it's your responsibility to make sure you're appropriately licensed. And I'm not seeing it. You're right. You didn't see that. I don't know what it looked like when it came out of the laundry, but that's going to be my ruling on this case. And so they'll be not committed on the seatbelt, and that'll be dismissed. It will be committed on the no valid operator license, and the fine is since you got a license shortly thereafter, I will reduce the fine. I'll chop the fine in half.
But I got
the fine,
discovery.
The fine will be, and again, hang on just a second. The fine will be $280.
Oh,
And again,
okay.
I tried.
Ooh, the fine is normally $600. Woo! Ow! Ow!
To explain to you, that is the discovery, that police report, that's what it is.
But Discovery did not say that I am subject to these codes.
Well,
Where does it say I need to follow your laws? What, in a law book? You assume I can even read?
when you, again, I tried to explain that to you too. When you choose to get on the road, you know, you're subject to the rules of the road. You need to
Well,
follow
I
them.
object. This is not fair.
You can object and you can appeal if you wish also.
I will.
Okay.
I will. This is not fair.
You can go, you can give him a piece of paper. You can come up this and you can take this to the window and you set up payment arrangements, file your appeal or whatever you wish to do. That's fine. You're certainly free to do that.
You're acting as a prosecutor, giving me a bill.
No.
I disagree. This is not fair. This is not a fair trial. They didn't show up.
Okay, but they had the report. Again, this is not criminal. Like, I would get if this was like a criminal thing and like none of the witnesses showed up and you felt railroaded. This is literally an infraction because you were driving without a license and without a seat belt. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really that big of a deal. Just keep that license you got. Cool beans.
The onus and burden of proof is not on me.
Right. And the burden of proof, the judge decided, was met by the report that was filed by the officer. Because again, it's not criminal. Like, the burden, I'm pretty sure, is lower for, like, traffic stuff like this, or for, operating stuff. Like, I don't necessarily know if it's the same standard as a criminal trial. I don't think it is.
I'm not subject to these codes according to the prosecutor's office. So I'm not subject to a fine until we have a fair trial.
Okay.
Fair and impartial.
Okay, I've told you what I've ruled. I've tried to explain to you the rules of an
Preponderance? Oh
infraction
yeah,
here.
easy then. Preponderance is like 51%. Beyond a reasonable doubt is like the criminal standard. For like, preponderance is basically, you just have to think it's more likely than not. You have to be 51% sure, basically, that it happened.
Hearings, they don't necessarily need to. Sometimes they choose to, sometimes they don't. They don't have to. They filed the police report. I can rely on that. The court rules allow that. I know you disagree with that, and that's
the officer doesn't even have the decency to sign his own name.
And you can come and take this and you can take that to the window and set up payment arrangements. Or if you want to refuse to pay it, it'll be an unpaid infraction. And I'm not, you know, I'm telling you what I.
Phoenix, I'm gonna give you a bonk. Hold on. Phoenix, I declare you're going to horny jail 6 months. 6 months horny jail.
Done here today, and that's going to be the hearing will be concluded.
You didn't offer me another option that you stated at the opening of this hearing. You didn't offer me a deferral.
I did offer you a deferral. You told me you were wanted to contest it. I mean, I clearly offered you a deferral. I thought you, I said that at the beginning. I went through all three options. And
at the beginning when everyone was present.
Yeah. And I told everybody what their options are. And then when they come to the table.
Colorado traffic law. Traffic magistrate shall enter a judgment in favor of the defendant unless the people prove the liability of the defendant beyond a reasonable doubt. That's shocking to me. Is this in Colorado? I didn't notice what state this was in, and I don't see a state flag.
They tell me what they want to do.
Yes. Well, I was pursuing a line of contesting this.
Right. And that's what you did. And then I made my ruling. And I ruled against you.
A jail where you stick all the horny people seem like it would defeat the purpose. No, they can work it all out together, and they'll tire themselves out eventually. At minimum, they'll get dehydrated and pass out.
Which is what happens here today. So you can come and get that or refuse to take it, whatever you wish to do, but this hearing will be concluded, and that'll be it for this hearing.
Okay, let's see what else. Oh no. Do you guys remember Mr. Magoo? Someone uploaded his DUI arrest. Hydrate. I don't know how much of this we're gonna watch, but we'll watch some of it. This will be our last video of the day, most likely.
Thank you.
Ready to proceed.
Courtesy of Bama Mike, of course.
What's going on, man? You all right? What happened?
He crashed into the gas station sign. He came out of nowhere.
Don't know. You don't know? Okay. What?
Turn off the copyrighted music, you fucks. It should be fine.
How did you end up here?
Where?
Can you turn the music off for me?
Yeah, turn it off for me.
Is that Christian rock? I didn't hear any of the lyrics, but it had the distinct sound of Christian rock. Am I crazy?
Don't know.
Okay.
For some reason, the idea of someone, like, blasting out to Christian rock while doing a DUI is fucking hilarious to me. It's alright, Jesus take the wheel, it's fine, he's got it, it's good. I joke about that, but my mom was a severe alcoholic with like 2 or 3 DUIs, and she only listens to Christian rock. I never considered this before, but my mom was almost certainly listening to Christian rock during her DUIs. What a dumb bitch.
How? Okay, where are you coming from?
I wasn't here.
You weren't here? What do you mean?
By the way, the entirety of my personality is basically me just running away from the identities of my parents as hard as I can for 30 years. So, that's fun.
Hey, talk to me. What's going on, man? You got your license on you?
Yeah, I'm looking for it.
Okay.
It's a very eerie nighttime gas station.
What do we got going on?
Just not being real responsive.
What's your name, man?
1617 copy of plate.
You got your head pretty good?
5 Mary X-ray Paul 7. We do have 1 male bleeding from a head wound from the forehead.
Medications there? Like this, kind of medication to take? Just some antibiotics? Yeah, I had surgery last week. Alright.
You had surgery last week and you're driving around drunk? I had surgery 3 weeks ago and I've barely left the house.
I haven't drank anything. I can smell it on your breath, brother. Where are you coming from? Huh? Cold? Why don't you come put your butt on the hood so you're not falling over or anything? I don't want you falling over.
Do you feel a wallet in there anywhere?
Put your wallet on you, brother. You gotta find out pull your ID out for me.
Actually, let me run the plate real quick.
Where do you live?
Got it.
Okay. You got a license?
Kanekagami says, fun fact about YouTube's copyright system, if you want to cover any content creator who has a habit of abusing the copyright system, put revenue sharing copyright music in your video and just revenue share. It stops people from claiming the video, and you can help out an artist. Learned that from a streamer I watch who had to deal with the psycho on YouTube. Yeah, copyright deadlocking? Is that what that's called? Or is that just something similar? It's interesting.
Clear 3 priors for roundup.
So we're just waiting for an ambulance right now, right? What's your first name?
For me?
Yeah, you're hurt.
I'm fine.
You're hurt.
I'm not going to the ambulance.
You're gonna have to, man.
I'm telling you right now.
Oh, if you guys don't know, they talked about this in the Simpson trial. During this DUI, they take him to the hospital, and as soon as they take his handcuffs off at the hospital, he flees the hospital and runs away. Peeplord says, Jesus, take the wheel. Dude, my blood is literally wine.
You're probably gonna have to because you've been drinking and you got a pretty good head injury. Alright?
Okay, so why am I going to ambulance?
Because you've been drinking and you got a head injury. And you've been involved in a car accident.
I have no
I
idea.
Have you
no
seen
idea.
your face?
No, I understand.
Look, we don't have a choice. You don't have a choice.
I understand what you're saying. I'm fine.
You're not fine. We don't have a choice. You don't have a choice. We have to make you go to the hospital. No, you're not. All right, how much have you had to drink tonight? That's not true.
I just don't understand, especially in this day and age, why drink and drive. If you want anything, it can be delivered to your house within 30 minutes. So even if, and I say this as a recovered alcoholic, severe alcoholic. So I know what this shit is like. I know what addiction is like. I know how stupid you get. I know how irrational you get about, like, wanting things. Like, it's like 3 a.m. and you're already trashed, but you want to keep drinking. So your brain goes, oh, we'll go to the store and get more beer or whatever. Again, it's 2025. Even if you're going to make bad decisions, why aren't you having it delivered to your house or Ubering? Why are you endangering your life and the life of other people? I want Magoo and anyone else to get help, because I know how debilitating alcoholism is and how it ruins your life and it ruins your brain and it just ruins everything. I know. But even within that framework, why are we continuously making the worst choice in every instance?
I'm just cold.
Okay.
Really just cold.
All right. Michigan law requires you to submit to a preliminary breath test upon request of a peace officer. Fail to do so will result in a civil infraction. Will you take a preliminary breath test for me?
Yes.
You will? Okay. Hang tight here for just a minute. All right, Daniel. This is the preliminary breath test. It's pretty simple. All you do is wrap your lips around there, blow as hard as you can in there, okay? You ready? Deep breath. Blow, blow, blow. Hold on.
I know the whistle is there so they know you're actually blowing, but oh my god, it's the most obnoxious fucking noise.
We need to try it one more time, all right?
Ah! I'm gonna skip because of the noise.
Blow as hard. He's got a, on his forehead.
Yeah, his head's banged up pretty good here. Hey, these paramedics gotta check you out, brother.
But I...
They gotta check out that injury on your head, alright?
So he had surgery, he's blackout drunk, he has head injuries in a car accident, and he ran away from the hospital. And he's a sovereign citizen. I don't know if he brings that stuff up here, but we've seen his other court stuff. He is a sovereign citizen. So I would say that his decision-making is not the best. Fennikagami says it's probably part of the same reason pill addiction is so prevalent in the medical field. People constantly overestimate their own abilities. Yeah. Or underestimate their ability to become addicted to addictive substances. Why does it sound like Game & Watch? Because Game & Watches are cool.
.130.
I got the anniversary Legend of Zelda Game & Watch, and it rules. They're so cool. Oh wait, no, sorry, I have the Mario one, not the Legend of Zelda one. I want the Legend of Zelda one.
What's up? 0.3. Oh, 0.13. Hold on. So, this is what we got, and this is what he's got. Oh! He's got quite a gash on his head. Probably need a stitch or two.
I have all the fan things here, Jelly. Not having children helps.
What on top of the car?
I would imagine if I had children, all of the fun things that I enjoy would probably, that money would be allocated towards the children.
What's that?
There's mud on top of the car.
Mud?
Yeah. First I was like, what's all this? Stuff on top of it.
And you know what'll never disappoint me or break my heart, unlike your children? My movies! No joke.
Question, so we're going to take you to the hospital.
No, I've answered your questions.
You didn't
Which
answer.
question didn't I answer?
Daniel.
Which question did I answer?
You got to get on the stretcher.
I understand.
I remember I told you you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I understand. Where did I go wrong? What
Okay.
question?
Where did I go wrong? I think the getting in your car and putting the key in and turning it and then putting it in reverse and backing out of your driveway and then pulling onto public roadways while drunk and then driving on them while drunk. I don't know if that was your first mistake, but it's pretty close. Altered Undying says, but when was the last time your movies looked deep into your eyes and said, I live in your walls, huh? Tell me that, Hannah. Last Tuesday. Or maybe that was just me watching The People Who Live in the Walls. Wait, what the fuck's that movie? The Wes Craven movie. The people under the stairs! Shit! I hate when I ruin my own jokes.
Didn't I answer?
Daniel, we're past that.
Did I have a drink of choice? I did. It was disgusting. It was really cheap, ale. It was Red's Wicked Apple Ale, and it was disgusting. And I drank 2 tall boys of it a day, and it was nasty, and I was disgusting. It was 8%!
Right now.
No, we're not.
You need to. It's either you get on there on your own power, or we put you on.
That was... I eventually, with my alcoholism, I got into vodka, but, you know.
The stretcher, and you get handcuffed to it. It's your choice, right?
Anyway, on the bright side, I've been sober for like 4 years or so. I don't know the exact amount. But either way, there's hope. Things can be better, I promise.
Right now.
Why didn't I answer this?
Daniel.
We're past it.
Daniel, either get on the stretcher on your own power, or we're going to put you on it.
I need to understand why.
Daniel, get on the stretcher.
Answer the questions correctly.
Come on, let's go.
How do you answer the question?
Sit down.
Have I not?
Swing your legs over.
Yeah, his knuckles don't look good. Yeah, I'm assuming he was driving, and then, like, he crashed into the thing, and he basically, his hands went into the dashboard. I think he probably basically punched the dashboard after the crash. Fenekagami says, it's not the money so much as time. Children consume so much time, and fun things for us are often not age appropriate. So getting time for it is even more challenging than the money. Also, your movies will disappoint you and break your heart when its director comes out as evil enough. They all Polanski eventually.
Still have to go to the hospital.
Why?
Star on your windshield. By protocol.
Swing your legs up. Come on. He's got a back of his head too. Jeez.
Yeah, he got a couple on the front too.
Your blankie.
The starter is pretty well protruded.
Lots of seatbelts.
The airbags just might not have gone off.
I'm gonna take your blood pressure.
Like, I genuinely don't know.
Your arm out. And pull it. Yeah, you can do it too. Right beside.
Yeah.
Oh, right.
No worries. Okay.
This goes under your arm.
Sorry.
And you're good. Can I get vehicle info? Can I give his driver's license?
I left it in the car. I'll grab it here in a second. As soon as he's secured.
Pull the starter in the form, please.
All good?
Alright, let's see if we can get to the part where he flees.
Now I'll see if I'll authorize escape from custody.
Oh, is this after he already did that shit? I know there isn't footage of it, unfortunately. We only see the aftermath, at least I believe.
Alright, Mr. McGuff. Is that how you say it? McGuff? McGo?
You call me Forrest.
Okay. Okay. I'll call you whatever you need.
Come on, bro. You better than that. I know.
Okay, yeah, this is after he already tried to run and they brought him back. Come on, bro.
Not too much. Thank you. Huh? No, you're doing just fine.
Yeah, you try to be nice to somebody and not cuff them to the bed. And here we are. What's that? That's nice. Not getting cuffed to the bed is nice.
Fenekagami says airbags only deploy under very specific circumstances. I've been in 3 crashes and never had an airbag deploy, and one flipped the car. Okay. Maybe only head-on collisions of a specific, of a certain velocity or higher? I don't know.
Now I'll see if I'll authorize escape from custody.
Just a Peach says, if you buy a used car from a private party, try and get the airbag checked. It may have been deployed and put back. That is good advice.
Should be 21. Yeah. If they haven't cleaned it out yet.
I'm assuming he'll ask you.
Working in a hospital, and statistically, there's what, 200 people here? Some of you must be working in hospitals. I don't know how you ever get used to that. Hospitals are so uncomfortable and so sterile and just feel like an unnatural place to be, for lack of a better way to describe, like, how it makes me feel vibe-wise. I don't know how people go there every day and, like, do their job and feel comfortable. Ugh. Thanks for doing that, though, so, you know, hospitals are staffed. Appreciate you.
Alright. How you doing, brother?
What's up, man?
Where you been, young man? You done switched over?
I had a change of locale.
I see.
Would you mind filming, my friend? We want to make sure you don't break your neck. Oh, okay.
Claustrophobic using your chestnut.
You know what, D-Money? You really wanted some fresh air because you left all your shit
Or
in
you
here.
got
Your jacket, your medication.
I'm telling you. What about my amoxicillin?
Yeah.
What are you on the amoxicillin for?
Surgery.
Can you swing your, put your legs up?
Let me get behind you here.
You had surgery recently?
Sit up.
We'll sit up.
Where?
My jaw.
Sit up.
There you go.
How long ago did you have surgery?
Last week.
Oh, man. That's not good. Should I even put this back on?
You have two?
Now let's do the one for right now.
I'll take it with me. I'm playing, man. Come on.
Come on, man.
Come on.
Giving me a hard time. You didn't want to, but you are. You obviously want to, because you did.
No.
Okay.
The TV is getting blurred. All right.
Right there.
One more link, please. That'd be cool.
Hey, Daniel.
The TV might actually have patient information now that I'm thinking about it. The hospital I went to for my surgery had TVs around that had not identifying information of patients, but it did have some medical stuff that was associated with a private number that you knew, so you would know. Okay, maybe it's something like that.
Can we put this seat collar on? No, if he doesn't want to.
Doesn't need it.
No? Okay. Doctor's already aware. I told her.
It wasn't like medical. I don't know how to explain it. It basically told you where the patient was and had updates and stuff.
Cool.
Oh yeah, it is automated too, so it could just be fucking up, making weird calls.
Don't have to, and you did. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, it blurred his hand for a second. That's funny. Look at it.
And you did. I appreciate it.
Boom! That hand's identity is completely safe. AI is the future, everyone. It caught that face hand. Yeah, it's doing the light too. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. The future is so goddamn stupid.
Excuse me, sorry.
Chilly out there? Coat.
Man, where was it?
I had it in a bag.
I would have grabbed it. Forgot about it.
Doctor said, hey, you know, some things on track or something? You ran fast. We were impressed.
I was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
You know how badly I want to see that hospital security footage of him trying to run away?
This is my first legal blood draw, so bear with me.
No worries. This is my first drunk.
Oh, somehow I think that's not true.
It's my first drunk at Milan?
First sober. Guy. Come on. Give us some respect here.
True. Innocent until proven guilty.
Thank you.
Well, at least he can joke about it.
0.07.
Does it come with chlorhexidine in there or whatever? This has item in the kit. Any allergies? To what?
Needles.
Okay, well, that's unfortunate.
I know. Telling me. You're about to stab me.
I'm not, she is. I'm here to watch.
Make sure she stabs me right.
Will do. I got you.
Sorry, I don't want to.
So you have good beans in this one.
Pretty interesting night. After we were coming up here to get this, trying to get this down, when we were coming out, and literally we pull up, and it's a fox eating a gopher. In the middle of at the front
Can you
of
tell
the
me your name?
campus. Yep, that happens.
Your last name? What's your date of birth? Sounds good.
It's just a strange night.
Do you have the... Oh, yeah. What's wrong with you? Sorry.
Is it a full moon?
Feels like it.
You're a mile?
It is. Yes.
I would do the arm that's open.
You're my arrestee. This is the closest hospital.
No.
Okay.
Where was I?
You were in Milan.
I already did his ID with him. His name is Daniel Magoo. That is the right birthday.
Where did you think you were?
Sleep.
No. You were about 15 minutes south.
Measurement?
218.
Officer Paul Corey.
Correct.
Corrie.
Correct.
What's the badge number?
218.
Ugh, he looks like a zombie.
Thank you.
That speaks to a profound, I don't know. That speaks to a profound peacefulness in my life, I think, that I see a man with bloody clothes and I go, oh, it's like a zombo from a movie. That's probably good. My brain is cooked. It's real bad.
Wasn't that bad, was it?
In my brain, real life is something I have to reference to better understand my movies.
Not as bad as what you've got going on in your head. Can't believe you don't feel it.
Officer Corey did this to me.
I don't think they
Hit me over the head with a club.
with a club.
Luckily, all of that is on body cam. Or the lack thereof on body cam.
How far away did you find him?
The apartment complex across the street.
So he left the hospital and was just wandering, drunk. Oh my god, dude.
Do you need your form here? And here's your pen.
Public clear hospital guard out of service.
Alright, this is a copy of the search warrant for your property. Alright, and this is also paperwork for your, this is your paperwork from the, your refusal for the breathalyzer. Or the, I'm sorry, not the breathalyzer, but the initial chemical test. So I had to get a search warrant. So you had, there's that piece of paper that is just, you can request a hearing if you want. But yeah, it's...
Are you going to be taken off?
Yes.
So are we going to unhandcuff him then?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure.
I'm making sure I got all my ducks in a row here before I,
I just how many people have left in case you're still handcuffed. Just to make sure that...
Yep, I gotcha.
Dr. Black's going to come in and take a look at your head.
I get it. So what? So what's gonna
his fly's undone.
happen though is once I get the blood results back, this report goes to the prosecutor's office. They're probably going to issue, you know, they'll probably get you, well, depending on what the blood results come back. If you happen to be a .079, you know, that's then.
I don't believe he was .079. I believe that this is still an ongoing DUI case that he's adjudicating. Yeah.
Nothing will probably happen. Yeah. Well, hey man, positive thinking. But if it's above that, they'll probably charge you up, and then you'll get.
He was .130. Yeah.
You'll get
That'll do it.
notified when you got to show up to court.
For so this will be will I be going to circuit court or will it be in my own?
Well, like what I briefly saw on your record, it looks like you got 3 prior convictions already, so it's probably going to be the felony.
Jesus Christ, dude.
So it's going to be the circuit court in Washington. So,
5 years.
well, positive thinking. All right, do you have any other questions for me?
No, sir.
All right. Well, good luck to you.
Sorry about that, sir.
Yeah, it is what it is, part of the job.
Alright. So that's Magoo's DUI arrest. Glad we finally got to see that. I'm excited to cover this next time, I think, because this defendant is pretty out there. But we'll cover that next time. So, thank you everyone for hanging out. It's always a pleasure to hang out with you guys and watch weird stuff, to talk about my movies, to make jokes that are, I don't know, what, I'm probably batting 300. That's not too bad. Don't know what we're doing tomorrow. Should be something fun. I'm not quite sure what we'll do, but it will be good. So I'll see you tomorrow. If you're on YouTube, like the stream. I'd appreciate it. Share it with your friends or your enemies, I guess. Yeah, let's see who we're gonna raid. In your head, zombie, zombie, zombie. Stuck in my head now. Okay. I don't think we rated the good chair in a really long time. Wow, wow, has he just not streamed in a while, or are we just not streaming at the same time anymore? Alright, have a great night, everyone! I'll see you tomorrow, or whenever I see you. Oh, my back hurts. Does anyone want to hit my back with a baseball bat? Appreciate it. Night, everyone. See you later.